Well met, lords and ladies, Jacob Bowder speaking, and welcome back to another episode of... You know, some people say to, oh my goodness. Whoa. Whoa, this is worse than normal. One moment. Okay, let me just try and fix this. Okay, there we go. All right, what was I saying? Oh, yes. Some people have heard of a cliffhanger ending. Not everyone takes it literally, but KW did. And for 10 months, she has undergone the diligent process of creating a Season 2 to Cryptic Lands of Magica and Earthira, or as it is known on this particular channel, Clomae. That being said, this season was originally called Cryptic Lands Inner Darkness, it seems, but this episode title has been changed. Possibly for branding reasons. I'm not sure. I may or may not have inadvertently had a hand in that because Clomae, the acronym, caught on so much that even the creator was saying it to refer to the series. So I don't know. We will ask her in a moment. But the point is, the show is here now, and with the contribution of surprisingly not today's guest, Aidan the Best. In typical Aidan fashion, as soon as the series entered its second season, he was like, let me get on in there and lend a helping hand, which of course we all appreciate. And like I said in the description, that has usually one of two effects. One, it offers like a fresh pair of eyes and a filter which to go through, and in my case, an audience test for particular reactions to things. Or it ends up with a battle of wills, depending on the artistic vision and how compromised it ends up being, based on like how assertive the original artist actually is. But then again, that's something that Aidan has worked on. So I don't know how those two got on in the behind the scenes, but I'm pretty hopeful. I'm just laying out there because obviously sometimes I like to start these reviews with some sort of hypothesis or thesis statement, and that is what we look out for today, as well as what direction the series is going in from this point. Because, like I said before, literal cliffhanger. So also, hold on, what the? Okay, so I was about to use the guests, and I was like, wait a minute, why is Bond talking about this? It's like, oh wait, no, I remember now. Okay, before we introduce the guests, I got a just mild tangent first. So Aidan says, big sad boy can't join because we are at the guest limit. I will introduce them in a second. Bond says, big whoop Marinette lost all the miraculous, referencing me talking about the latest Disco Pops episode, in which it seems like the impact of whichever universe warped version of Strike Back, the season 4 finale, had on Alia's daughter, who was actually not born at this point, kind of took over everything else. It's like I've said before, sometimes Johnny, when he tackles sad moments, he kind of prioritizes the wrong bits. But we're not here to talk about that right now. We're here to talk about another person that we know's creative endeavors, and that person is here today. So let's introduce KW the creator first of all.
I'm the cat's meow. Okay, I have a story for this. So,
okay,
I was in VC with Junior, just talking and chatting and everything like that.
That was a really good pun, milady, but the delivery needs a little something.
Anyways, and he was drawing whatever, and I said, actually, I think I have draw a comic book strip. And so I was showing him comic books, and I was like, wait, what is this? And I'm like, oh no. And he's like, what? I may or may not have drawn Cat Noir. And yeah.
What a terrible twist of fate, am I right?
I don't know how old I was.
I see. Yeah, depending on how old you. Honestly, that happened to me at one point. At some stage, I think I must have been at my aunt's house, and she happened to, give me back this a couple of books that she had that I wrote in quotes when I was 5. I say in quotes because I dictated and drew the pictures, and my mum transcribed. Yeah, surprisingly enough, I actually, like, given the fact that it was that the year was 2005 and the movie Cars came out in 2006, it's bizarre how, like, the twist that I put on a story that I had already read happened to be the same twist that Cars introduced at the end, with, like, with the blue car breaking down as a result of the green car and the red car helping it over the finish line. That was spooky to reread again.
Jeez.
Anyway, yeah, because Cars was used to be my favorite movie of all time. I've watched that like 70 times. I
think my mom told me, I don't know which Cars movie, but I think I saw one of the Cars movies in theaters, and I was just running around in theater as usual.
As usual? Okay.
I like to run around!
Okay, fair enough. Also, yeah, your powers of foresight. That may have been the very first example of my oracle powers. I was just setting up my own future, of seeing the future. There you go. Okay, I think this is enough of a tangent for right now. Let's get our actual guest here today. So we have Mandy's VA, aka Bond.
Jacob, you have no idea how much where has affected me in the past 24 hours.
Okay,
I said this on the Butter Bunch stream.
Can you guys add context?
I will in a second. I'll add it in a second.
That where has turned into a vocal stem, and it's all your fault.
That is probably the quickest vocal stem ever. Fair enough. Okay. All right. Anyway, so yeah, to add context, on the Butter Bunch stream yesterday. Yes, so on the Butter Bunch stream yesterday, because there was a bit of a communication error between myself and Bibi as to whether or not I would be there or not. She started the stream about an hour before I returned and started my own stream, but because of that, she actually brought in Emily to do the Baker Jutta bit again, and so eventually when that got cleared up and it turned out that I in fact was there, then I decided, okay, if the Baker Jutta thing's happening, that means like I shouldn't show up with myself. So I decided to take a book out of When and We Walligan's manual, and I became Wemily Eitnolf. And because of that, I decided that, much like Wario and Waluigi, that instead of going "wah," I was going to go "wee," and that was how Wemily was born.
Destroyed me.
So yeah, there we go. Okay. Emily's also saying, "I hate you" on the private chat. Let's bring her in.
I hate all of you.
Uh-huh.
I hate everything. I am the opposite of Emily. I despise Gacha. J'adore le français. Oui.
Huh? Wow,
Well, if Emily
Emily, I
hates it,
never
then Emily
knew.
must like it.
Je ne parle pas. Je ne parle pas
Oh, you're hurting me. Stop talking. You're hurting me. Stop talking.
Oh no!
Hurting me. You're hurting
Honestly,
my heart.
Bon, I can kind of get that when when I hear certain things in Spanish, I'm just like, no, please, God, why? Because I rewatched I rewatched an old film theory recently. It was the one of like the location of Springfield from The Simpsons, and it turns out that you know, MatPat goes through like several examples of ruling out certain states that Springfield can be, and then references their specific episode titles. So it's like, oh, so see this thing that happens in blah blah blah, this happens in blah blah blah. And at one point, I think the title of the episode, it was actually just a Spanish title. I think it was something like El viaje de nuestro pequeño Homer or something like that. But of course, because of that, it's like, and so it turns out that it couldn't be this state. It was like a coastal town in El Viaje, El Viaje.
Oh no! It's like stop crying, man. Like making it worse the harder you try.
It's like every time you almost like started, he improved a lot, because when he did Dos Oruguitas, like years later, talking about Encanto, it was actually way better. The pronunciation was still off, but the confidence was there. But yeah,
well, that's where it lies, doesn't it? The confidence, not the pronunciation.
Yeah. Well,
the one that hurts the most for me is when people pronounce the silent L's. So, like the word better, like meilleur, people say mailer, and I'm just like, no.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, interesting enough. Yeah, that's yeah, we have like double L in Spanish will make a Y sound. But yeah, I've heard like different English speakers sometimes will do like an LY in general for something. It's like, what's the point? Okay, anyway.
There really
not
is
really
no
sure.
point. Welcome to French.
Yeah, yes, Spanish is for the most part phonetic, as long as you know what sounds like everything actually is every letter combination is supposed to make, then everything becomes phonetic. Kind of what BB said about Middle English a few days ago. Anyway, yeah, speaking of confidence and pronunciation, let's see how the voice actors did. Because that's the thing. In case people don't know, you know, Clomae Season 2 now has a cast of voice actors. Well, it should be evident with Bond saying Mandy's VA and Emily saying Fiona VA. But yeah, that's why they've been doing that, in case anyone was
KW stole my idea.
What idea did I steal you from?
In what?
You did voice acting for Season 2.
Oh, right, okay.
I wasn't planning to do that.
I'm totally messing with you. No, I'm totally messing with you.
Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure you don't want to voice acting?
It's like that one. It's like that one IT crowd scene. Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure?
So, I did see the episode a little after it premiered, and I have thoughts. Like, I feel like we'll talk about them afterwards. The thing I just want to get out there right off the bat is just, it just looks so different. It's strangely pixelated. Like the redesigns are really good. I really like them, but I don't understand why.
Are you talking about the mouse? Because I saw that too.
The mouse, the animated wings, sometimes when they're walking, it was really strange. Yeah. But I think you'll see what I mean once we start, because I don't want to just talk about the episode before it's even started, but I'm sure you'll understand what I mean once we get into it.
Okay.
Which, without further ado,
yeah, on with the review.
Segue. Also, calling it cliffhanger just destroyed me as well.
I mean, you know,
genius. Genius. Literally.
Okay, I feel like we should talk about the fact that we just saw like the spirit like exit Fiona. So this is clearly like right after the ending of Season 1. As soon as, you know, right after the cliffhanger, of course. And the cliff.
There was no hanging. There was just cliff falling.
Yeah.
Cliff ending your life.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Ew, who's that?
Okay. I already have something to say about this.
No.
So it
Emily
seems
probably
like
got a headache.
Okay, maybe, but also also it's that from the sounds of the delivery, like if one closes their eyes and you think like what the delivery would be at this point, it sounds like Emily is trying to, you know, like do like a, you know, I'm hyperventilating because I'm about to like break down in some way. Yeah,
I'm going to talk about this. No, I was going to talk about this.
Wait.
No, it didn't. No, I'm going to talk about this because I start coughing in a minute because in the script, it implied that she was running. So I thought this was like her running away, like she was breathing because she was running away, and then she starts coughing and hyperventilating and crying and stuff, because that's what it implied on the script. So it just sounds really, really awkward because she's just standing there.
Okay, that changes things a bit, because I was going to say what I thought the issue was just the fact that this taking deep breaths you can do in different ways. Obviously, there's hyperventilating, like it would be in this case, or there is, trying to like calm yourself down. It's like in and out, in and out. It's like that kind of thing. It's like, oh yeah, oh no, my sister's dead.
See, Fiona was in shock. I wish she did.
Meditation.
She feel like she couldn't breathe. She ran away from the cliff to the forest, saying to someone to catch her breath. She thinks for a moment.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, outside of thinking like she stops to catch for her breath, one thing that a lot of voice acted series don't do, at least at first, is have moments where the characters are both moving and making sounds. By which I mean, like, walking and talking, or running and hyperventilating in this case, or anything. They usually end up being separate processes, because some people don't, they don't like to think like, oh, how am I going to do the moving mouths thing on top of the overlapping frames for the screenshot method of running cycles. By the way, in case someone's wondering about how to do that, just do it anyway. The mouths move so quickly that you won't notice in the fade if there's anything different. No one was able to tell. I've been doing it for years and no one said anything. So
maybe we're just
that's my advice.
We're just being nice.
Okay, fine. In which case, do it anyway. Gacha audiences are nice. Actually, that's not even true. Some of them are really mean, but ours aren't.
BB. I mean...
Yeah. What did I do?
Okay, hold on. So, all right, now I got something else to do. Now I got something else to do. To say, okay, well, actually, two things. One, if it's like into someone's thought process, I would have had like an echo filter in there, like a little bit of reverb to say it's in someone's head. That's just a good distinction. But in this case, Aidan says here, FYI, future episodes won't have text on screen for. Oh, okay. I read that as will for some reason. That's why I was going to say something. Never mind about that second part. First part still stands though. Echo filter.
I'd scold for consistency, but then again, I'm very inconsistent as well with my season, because up until recently I didn't want to have subtitles, but like on screen. But now that I'm realizing that some characters are harder to be heard because they've got a crap ton of filters on them, I have to add subtitles so people can actually tell what's going on. That was the issue with the last review with episode 3. Very important information was given there, and none of you were paying attention because you couldn't understand a word they were saying. So that's going to be an important feature. I don't know. I haven't decided yet whether I just want to add subtitles specifically for the people who have filters on them, or if it's just going to be for everyone. But that's just going to take more time. I'm still debating that.
So subtitles suck to add. One of the only AI recommendations that I can offer at this point in time is actually that there's some AI tools will allow you to caption stuff much more easily. You still probably should go and check anyway, because it does make mistakes, but as long as you're able to like manually edit things that have gone wrong, then it's actually, depending on what you use, a rather simple process. And doesn't collect the data, because what would it be collecting?
Here's what I would suggest. If you're only using the subtitles for people to understand what they're saying, then I'd suggest you use like YouTube captions, because there's an ability on there where you can auto sync. So you can take your script, which is what I've been doing for the last few subtitle editions. You can take your script and paste it into this like box that's just for subtitles, then press auto sync, and it will roughly auto sync where people are talking, and it's pretty accurate to say the least.
Oh, wow.
I've used it many times.
I might actually do that from now on.
The only issue would be separation, and the auto syncing does take time. The most I've had it takes 15 minutes because of how long of a video it is, but it does work really well. It's just that some of them are they're off-timed, and some of them, like, there might be a misspelling or an extra like stage direction in there from the script, but that's what I've been using. However,
my understanding is that you can actually like change the start and stop times like manually.
You can do that, yes, and you can still do that with auto syncing, but auto syncing puts them at a specific time and has them last for a specific time. However, this is different because I need to actually add subtitles to the video itself because you download the video. So I'm really doing this for you, Jacob. So that
Wow, thanks a lot,
Jacob.
Jacob.
They're there in every video, but you don't have access to them. So yeah, this is for you.
Well, I appreciate that, but if it like in order to not hassle you, I can just do the screen share from this point onwards.
Well, I don't want to
That's
hassle
easier.
you. Oh no, we're just having a people pleaser standoff. Oh no.
Oh God, let's just continue the video, shall we?
All right, fine,
Okay.
fine.
Another thing,
Okay.
Fiona's expression completely inappropriate to how Emily is delivering. But
It's because she's also just
KW,
like she's
but
taking a
KW,
deep breath.
welcome
and just
to my world. It's kind of funny because this is basically what I went through when I was doing voice acting for the first time.
I had
these
3 takes
exact
for
same
this.
issues. I had this exact same problem with stage direction and vocal guidance, stage like direction for the voice actors as well as inappropriate emotion. So like KW, you're just going down the exact same path that I am, but that's good for you.
Funny?
Let me
had
finish,
3
let me
takes.
finish.
So we can't
That
blame.
was
I
good.
had a calmer take of this line, so
And Aidan did all like the
No,
audio
see-
stuff and the music.
but-
Like
Oh.
KW,
Wait,
okay,
oh my
wow,
gosh,
you're gonna-
Aidan
you're
became
gonna throw
me!
Aidan under the
But
bus.
K-
In that
KW.
case, Aidan, you've had experience. Why didn't you ask her to do more takes?
Wait a minute. Okay, hold on. So for this project, KW became Bon and Aidan became me because at one point I took over briefly well, at least like the scoring and sound effects on Fallen Angels, not the actual like selecting of takes, but
Oh my God! Look, they're pointing fingers at each other. Okay, who was in charge of directing the voice actors? Was it Aidan or was it KW?
okay, so what happens?
My
Like,
answer
I
will be
will
different.
I
depending
will
on who
ask you
answers.
guys for lines, right?
Yeah.
And then I will send them to Aidan to say, hey, here's the lines. Figure out what are the best takes, and if we need to retake them, then let's retake them. And he's like, cool, thanks. I never said anything about retaking them or anything like that. So I'm just like, and then he would just send me. So like, here is the edited version of the audio, KW, and I'm just like,
yeah.
oh,
Okay, so I know that
Jacob, I
that
wouldn't say Aidan is you in this equation anymore.
all right, I know that in the past Aidan has hesitated to ask for redirections, but yeah, in this case, it's probably he thought it was fine, and then it turns out that it does when it came to adapting it into visuals, that might have been where the loss in translation happened for this scene. According to Aidan, there'll be scenes that he's edited later, which might look a little bit different.
In that case, there's a bit of fault on both sides because
no, and I'm not blaming you.
I'm taken this both ways. If you didn't want to ask for redirection from Emily, then you can change Fiona's expression so that it actually fits Emily's delivery. Or if you want this expression to remain as monotone as it is, sure, I'm fine with that.
And pick the take that Emily said before. Yeah. Although I guess in this case,
lines, so
yeah, I guess in this case, if KW sent all the lines directly to Aidan, it's unlikely she checked them first.
Yeah, KW, you have to check them. I don't know if you know this. You have to check them.
From now on, I will just check them.
You can better send the daycare accident instead of the daycare attendant. You have to ask him.
The video was made before we got the audio. Yeah, that was an early Fallen Angels idea. I think, to my knowledge, you stopped doing that. Pretty sure, Aidan, for this very reason.
How's the syncing gonna work?
Well, in this case, it would work based on whatever the voice actors send, and the best takes that they delivered in order to match them. That's that can work, and that's how a lot of dub studios will do that specifically, because obviously they have no other choice.
I don't
Original
understand
studios
that.
will usually do the audio first and then the animation, because of what we just said. But it has been known to work in both directions.
Is that why this had subtitles? What do you mean?
Okay, that might explain it. That probably explains it, because we were missing that context as to why this episode is the only one with subtitles.
So this is like a comic dub, rather than a voice acted series. It's a comic dub. I mean,
Aidan has been in a comic dub before, so that's not unfamiliar territory. He didn't
Clomae
still. What? I don't know. Konami was like, let's not make it voice acted, then freaked out and was like, hey, Aidan is voice acted now. kind of sounds like both of you have different stories as to why and how this became voice acted.
Well, he did ask like, "Are you sure? Are you sure? Are you sure?" And a few times. And I said, "Yes, it was fine."
You don't know the crap you're into, KW. You're too far gone now.
And then I did freak out. I didn't say I freaked out because I didn't want to say anything about me having a panic attack over this series. Like I was trying to be calm and chill and be all hippie and cool,
I see. I mean, that is what
She's trying to
panic
be
attacks
down
force
with
you
the
not
kids.
to do. So I suppose, yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Wow. Okay then.
KW is trying to raise up the audience.
Pressure for it to be voice acted.
Well, it was because Aidan is an advocate for everything being voice acted. I see the advantages of doing it, but obviously I've dabbled in non-voice acted content for different reasons. I don't think it's necessary for a series to work, but it is a worthy addition. In the case of Aidan, he's like, yeah, no, let's voice act everything. We have the team. Let's do it. Let's go. That kind of thing. So slight difference in mentalities there.
Again, there seems to be faults on both sides. Aidan
I'm
didn't say no for an answer, and KW didn't even say no.
I'm not blaming Aidan. No, I'm not blaming Aidan for anything. There's a lot of miscommunications with the first episode. The second episode is more clean slate.
Okay, fair enough then. Let's get past
I'm
the
blaming
first
Aidan
scene,
because
then.
I had better takes for half of these lines for their facial expressions and they weren't used. Like she like some of them have really angry facial expressions. I did angry takes of those lines. I know I did because I did 3 takes of all of them in similar tone emotions.
Same thing. I noticed that too.
Okay, so to anyone watching this, if people watching this decide to do their own voice acted series and they want to start with the visuals first and then do the voice acting, just know that will probably come with either being careful with take selections from voice actors or being comfortable with asking for redirections from those same voice actors.
Okay. Here's another option that you can have. Show the voice actors the video.
Yeah.
Show the voice actor the video. And then they can see the character's expression.
That is true. That's another thing that dub studios do. Obviously the voice actors won't have to match the lip flaps necessarily. Although then again, if it is like synced up to, if it's like animated mouths, then you might have to do like extended takes in order to do it. Actually, you know what? I have a question for later about how that was done. Let's first continue.
Also, love this design. She looks so good.
Yeah, I need more information to. Yeah, I do question.
Why did you start with the visuals? I'm just.
It was not.
You're digging your own grave here. You're digging your own grave here.
Okay, so because it wasn't voice acted originally, there was some stuff that was edited before it became a voice acted project and therefore needed to be synced when the voice acting side came in. Because the other option would have been to just redo the entire thing. And I can understand that would be a tedious thing to do.
If you still have access to that non-voice acted project, then you can.
As long as it's like not rendered. Yeah, as long as it's not rendered and it's like been like wiped.
Oh, I can assure you, this is not rendered. I've seen the camera angles, quote unquote.
No, they are rendered. There were some green screen issues.
Okay.
I don't think it was rendered, KW.
Well,
no, it was.
Okay. Considering what I don't mean like the pre-rendered like things that I tend to talk about. What I mean is, in this case, if Aidan's saying that the video was a pain to sync, implying that he's the one who synced it, then that must mean that the visuals recorded by KW were most likely rendered down into video files and sent to Aidan, probably as separate scenes, which means that he did not have the original takes. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Understand.
That wasn't me, right? But it felt like it was me. I pushed her off, and this was. Anna had wings, though. She could have survived, right? She.
Fiona's like, I have made peace with this.
Nobody were talking to you about acceptance.
Her inner thoughts say otherwise.
Seriously.
She's like Katniss Everdeen, just give away nothing.
Also, you can barely see the tears. Barely. I know that they're there.
That might be a restream thing because I see them a little bit more clearly. There we go.
That's good, Emily. Good job. That's good. Also, backwards hand.
Thank you.
But there was no
my mum
record.
thought I was
I
having
made
a mental
sure.
breakdown because I was screaming and crying.
Bro, the running.
The running, the off-screen running. Okay,
And it
I
was,
have
it
to.
was the same volume. It sounded like he was just running on the spot off screen. There was
That
no
was not me! Again, Aidan. Again, I'm not
Blame
blaming
Aidan.
Aidan. I'm just saying.
Blame Aidan.
All the audio stuff.
skilled voice acting animator didn't know about dynamics.
Okay, so here's the thing that I tend to do whenever I'm editing like someone like emerging from the side. Usually usually I'll have like all the footsteps on one track joined together, and then I'll just be able to like fade out or fade in the track depending if I was like entering or exiting.
Oh, I
Usually
thought you used the dynamics where you can change where the sound is, where you can hear it, like in your left headphone and in your right headphone, that sort of thing. That's what I use.
If I do that in Audacity, actually yes, but I actually don't know how that. Actually, wait, no, maybe I do know how that works in Vegas. But for most purposes, for most years that I've been doing stuff before I learned about that technique, it was mostly just like fading out, like
yeah, that's
volume-wise.
the easy way to do it. But I found BandLab to work as well, so I use that as well.
I need to learn how to do that for mine because I want to.
It's a
do,
free
like,
app for
great.
mobile users, but you guys are all hip with the kids and all computers, so
don't worry. We have other methods. Oh my god! Just saw what KW was doing.
I use both my phone and my laptop. I only started using my laptop for editing because it was weird having to edit the Mutant Girl when it was so different. The difference in quality was unbelievable, and the style and everything. So I just changed it.
Sorry, I was talking about the pixelation earlier. You can see it around Pierce's outline.
Yeah, that's because of the green screen.
And his mouth in a second.
What green screen were you using? It's a chroma key.
No, yeah. So the chroma key tool in a lot of editing softwares, depending on like how you set the thresholds and stuff, doesn't always work the best. So there'll be some like aspects there. It's probably because of however the gacha characters are drawn in the app itself. That is a bit weird with certain devices.
I don't know, man. I've used a bunch of editing softwares recently, actually, because of Surrender Dorothy, but we're not going to talk about that.
What?
None of them have issues with pixelization. Like, sure, there's some like outline from the green screen, but not pixelization. This is just such a strange bug. I've never seen pixelization.
Yeah, normally I get outlines too. That's true.
It's just outlines.
Okay.
So I don't know what this is. Are you using a new editor for this, KW?
No, I'm still using CapCut.
Okay, then I've got nothing.
Okay.
Can you get CapCut on laptop computer?
PC? Yeah, that's what I've been using.
What?
That's why.
Ah, interesting. Okay.
Oh
I've been using.
Here they go. The PC users are nerding out.
CapCut. You're having a
Well,
laugh.
I'm just thinking because like I promised like a long time ago that I would do like a mini series of me editing a gacha scene in a different in the different like app style people use, so I can understand them better. I just never delivered on that. But yeah, that's we'll say that for another time. For now, I will also say as far as like this technique goes of like having the running be off screen and then having the character already appear here. I mean, obviously. The preferred method would be for them to actually run into the scene, but I can understand this, and I do appreciate when that happens. That I prefer that there to be like actual sound effects like there are here versus what some people do, where they just decide, let's just have the character appear towards the side.
I like the immediate cut of the running the running sound effect as soon as it cuts to Pierce.
Well, because he stopped running now. He doesn't have the sound effect anymore. He's stationary.
There's no animation of him stopping running, but
there's no animation of him starting.
There's no.
He stops off screen. Then we cut to him already stationary.
The sound is really like there's a bunch of crazy acoustics here. Pierce. I can't take a me calling out.
I know.
Like Siri. Why didn't you use it, Aidan? I have one.
What I mean.
I sound like Siri in that take.
That sounds that has a lot of first take energy.
It was.
Sometimes I have a fear of like me doing like 3 takes and a director, any director, just like taking the first take and not caring about the others. Not that I've known anyone to do that, but it's just a fear that I have sometimes.
No, when I be the one who's like editing the audio stuff, sometimes I just combine the 2 different takes and make it into one.
Me too.
Yeah,
I've done that as well many times. Yeah.
Also, you still didn't fix the layering of the bandage. It's still over the hair. I said this in the last season, but it's still over the hair for Mandy.
She hasn't had time to fix it. Yeah, there's been no.
It's stuck to her. Yeah, the bandage is sticky. It's stuck to her hair. Anyways, Pierce, what are you doing here?
God,
I sound like any
my
single
worst
pop if
nightmare.
you had a voice.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm here too, so let's see what this is like.
Yours is intense. Mine's laid back.
Oh no, that's even worse somehow.
Actually, wait, no. First, okay. There's the weird pixelization in the animated mouth, but like, yeah, we're sorry. At the beginning, I'm laid back, but then I get more intense, and then you get intense, so it matches. But just our expressions are like straight out of a pop series. Like, it's just so dull. Like, all we need is defaultize, and we could have Majesty on our doorstep. Like, seriously.
No.
I'm laughing, but Fiona has the same thing later. She looks pissed off.
Hello, everyone.
So
Welcome now be known as the Cryptic Pops.
It's so like I'm pretty sure that was my first take lines because I was like, I can't tell whether she's defeated or whether aggressive. So I said the first one is like all my takes of like first ones are really defeated. Guess what she sounds like?
God,
seriously,
is coming through with every first take.
Understanding of the line and where the emphasis is. Don't use my first takes. They're practically read-throughs.
In the case of my takes, most of the time I tend to send things that are like very different to each other. So it's not that sometimes my first takes will be me getting used to the line. That's happened before, but a lot of the time when that happens, I just tend to cut that out myself because I'm like, there is no chance I'm risking this being the version that gets
You don't even want to run the risk. Yeah, you're right.
So usually my first takes are like one of the variations.
And hope that they forget about the first one.
If anything, I will just cut out the first takes. I just send the rest of the takes to Aidan, so that way you wouldn't use the first takes.
Well, I mean, sometimes they might be appropriate. It depends.
It depends, yeah.
Especially for these expressions that we're seeing. These monotone expressions fit these monotone deliveries.
Yeah, I do know for a fact that actually in Dragon Ball Z Abridged episode 30, the scene where Goku becomes Super Saiyan, spoilers for Dragon Ball Z, I guess, Masako X did like several takes of a scream and just was there for like quite some time, and it turns out that Scott, the director, just went with the first take in the end and felt really bad for it. But sometimes that is known to happen. Yeah, the first takes work sometimes, not usually.
Not in this case.
Not
in this case. You need to understand that. Not in this case.
Yeah.
I have to do a GCSE speaking exam about voice acting. I'm quoting all of you.
Oh,
no! Well, I didn't have. I figured that was the most sophisticated topic I could talk about that I was interested in.
Oh, jinx! Damn it! I knew it was gonna happen. If it's gonna happen anytime, it's definitely a Clomae stream.
Yeah, I mean it has to happen when they're both here, because otherwise.
Clomae!
I don't know what that was.
That felt like a Team Rocket introduction.
Prepare for trouble. Make it double. Jesse, James, Team Clomae.
No, I was thinking more of like a Jesse, James, Clomae.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah. The third character we never knew we needed.
Meowth gets replaced.
Meowth. Yeah, you're right.
One.
Let's continue. If we go down Pokemon, we're never coming back.
That's fair. All right, yeah, let's go.
I think she knows where Anna is. The way she looked. Guessing something happened.
Oh, so she didn't rush down to check on Anna herself. She actually just like left and
Nope,
went,
she
okay,
booked it.
all right.
She fled behind.
She's gone.
See, here's the thing. You know, whenever you do that in like a fictional series, especially an animated one, the character isn't dead. If you don't see a body, there is no death. That is the rule.
What are you saying? You think Fiona did something to Anna? Pierce, that's
Her
insane.
sister?
I want to say something with the subtitles. I have said this.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna say it.
You misspelled Pierce again. You misspelled it in the script too.
Pius, how are you today?
Aidan sent you this video and said, "Hey, is there anything to fix here?" So you knew that this was an issue and didn't say anything. Like I'm saying, you're both at fault here.
No, I did try to fix it. No matter, like, sometimes with the editing software, it would not let me fix stuff.
That's
been
not
trying
how
to,
it
like-
works. I know what you're talking. You're saying like autocorrect. It'll work if you brute force it. You know how many times the name Skrilliot has been autocorrected to Skillet? I've had to work to get that name to work. Okay, if I can do it,
Skrill
you can do
issue.
it.
No, I've been no.
Did
Okay,
you
I'm
just say Skrill issue? You did not just say
Yeah.
Skrill issue.
I've been like copy and pasting like the lines, and it will like
Skrill me,
rapidly
please,
correct,
Skrill me.
correct everything, and I didn't want that, and I could not fix it.
That is the best joke of the night.
Oh my god! But I'm trying to
Really?
make everything with my grammar and stuff like that when I write scripts because I know I cannot have any grammar errors because of the Hyrulean. Like Bond, you have given me
Yeah, you didn't even
the
fix it.
Hyrulean PST.
I don't believe you because this was also an issue in the script, and that's a Google document. There's no sort of
I've been
third
trying to
party
fix
that
it when I
can
copy
stop
and
you
paste it.
from
I've been going to fix
autocorrecting.
it and then save it, but then when I load it up again, it's like nothing has been fixed.
And ask
Oh.
Aidan, try someone else. There's ways around this.
Just don't blame me. Blame the editor.
Party.
I feel like my parents are fighting.
Change the name of Pierce. I don't
I said
believe
that
you.
yesterday too.
I think what happened is
Yeah.
it auto-corrected,
And you're talking about
and
the
then you're like,
episode too.
"Oh, I guess
crap.
it doesn't work," and then you
I
didn't
will.
try
I will also
again.
say that the spell checker for this series does not exactly have the most faith in his own
Yeah, because
abilities.
Aidan
in
was
this case.
also writing the script too. So if I'm spelling Pierce Snow, that's not me. That's Aidan.
Yeah, normally it's me. Like, normally,
Pierce
whenever
says
like
I
I
can't
write
read.
stuff, yeah, Aidan and I have two methods of writing scripts. Whenever I'm in charge of a series or I've like kickstarted it, then usually I write the bulk of things, and Aidan will go through like either make some additions or suggestions as I'm going along. Aidan will mostly, whenever he's writing something or directing something, he will have already written most of it. Some scenes he'll need me for, mostly Greek mythology stuff. But some of the time I will be going through and I'll be like essentially doing what I do with these reviews, which is just like, you know, going through, it's like, okay, well, why should this be happening here? Or should we like rephrase this to mean this? Or, you know, these directions would help here that to emphasize this scene a bit more in like a more visual way. Or in a lot of cases, most of the time, it's just spell checking. That's what it ultimately comes down to. So I'm normally Aidan's spell checker. So yeah, I suppose you two are both kind of like in the same boat as each other, and so you don't exactly.
Because sometimes I would like
They're
write
sharing
compliment.
a brain cell.
and then Aidan was like, "Are you sure about this scene?" And then would rewrite it, and that's
Yeah.
when like the misspelling issues comes from. And I would try to get all of them, but
Yeah,
because
this is why I
he
said that
writes
he's
so
becoming me.
fast, it's like hard to find every single spelling error. It's like
Every
I
single spelling error. This is the second time Pierce's name has been spelt wrong in this exact way. It's P-I-E, and every single time I've seen it in the captions, it's always P-E-I, like it's some sort of Canadian island.
No, I had to cut some stuff from this
The
scene,
Isle of
and you
Pius.
have to rewrite it. Like, there are some scenes that I had to rewrite because of you.
I've lived for Aidan and KW pointing fingers at each other. This is so
I'm
fun.
not trying to blame anyone. I'm just saying for a fact, like, if there's like any spelling errors, it's not because of me, because I always try to spell Pierce's name
I'm
right.
not trying to point fingers at Aidan. I'm just saying it wasn't my fault.
I'm just giving you
I mostly focus on
factual
the story,
stuff.
making sure it makes sense. I mean,
No kidding.
that's at least respectable. Yeah, I guess. All right, that's something. Fair
I
enough.
can't tell whether these two working together has been productive or just
This is why that was the
argument
thesis
fuel. Go
statement
on
for
the
this
fence
video.
about
This is why the thesis statement for this video. This is all about the series is something, we want to see how this continues to be waiting for a while. Obviously, that's how that stuff works. But the more fascinating part is the clash between the two artists that are responsible for it in this case. All right.
I swear to God, if I see Pierce spelt wrong again in the exact same way.
Also, one thing I was going to say about that scene is that clearly that some of the stuff was rewritten in the script, because I don't think I would have. I don't believe I misread "That's insane, Pierce" to be.
No,
Pierce,
you
that's insane.
didn't. No, you didn't.
See, yeah, there were times where I looked at one of my lines and I'm like, this is kind of redundant, so I'd give the actual thing like what it said, and then I'd give an extra line of like what I think it should be.
Oh, I've done
I
that
did
too
that
in a
too.
couple of occasions. Honestly, that
Yeah,
is
you've
like
done that for
most
me,
of what I
Jacob.
do
You've
with
done that for
Treat
me.
Pop. It is mostly Treat Pop that I do it for
no.
these days, but yeah, for other people. Yeah.
I have
Come on, Jacob.
so many
There's no way you went
bloopers.
into that expecting that not to be the case.
I have so many
Goodness,
bloopers
it's
from
Treat Pop.
voice acting Fiona of just going, I don't think that's English. Going, like, I'm
Emily,
saying
that
a
was
line,
worse than
like,
Trust Pop
what?
and Treat Pop, okay? It's I has hamburger. That was Trust Pop and Treat Pop.
Wow.
The issue here is
Hamburger.
redundancy. Like, for instance, there's one of my lines that's like I've never seen your parents before. Like, when I come to your house, I never see your parents. But I'm just like, why are we saying parents twice? Like, I think I'd just be like,
Yeah.
I've never seen your parents before. When I go to your house, I've never seen them. But
Yeah.
like, I gave the line anyway. And then later in the video,
that is the genuine. That's the
has
true
the
use
same
of
line that I
pronouns.
actually heard.
Yeah. Despite what people will tell you nowadays, that is what pronouns were designed to do. Ultimately.
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
Redundancy removal.
I have some behind the scenes about those subtitles, by the way, because
No.
I was on call with both of you while you sat there arguing about those two specific subtitles and being like, hang on, why is Jacob's line different? I don't know. That's not the line. What should we do? Let me look in the script real quick.
Oh
yeah, that's what it said in this. That's what it says in the script. No, because you know what they said after that. Which I feel like we should get a retake. No, it's too late. We probably shouldn't.
Emily's like a traumatized child sitting in the backseat of a car while her parents are fighting.
By the way,
yeah.
3 seconds after that, they were going over another line, one of which Aidan had to fill in briefly because they didn't have a line. Meaning
Oh my
KW
God.
then had to ask someone else for a retake, which I think was Junior, did not ask you for a retake. For a line they were very aware was messed up.
I didn't know I wanted to be a fly on that wall, but oh my God.
Like I know that like these two have intentionally kept me in the dark about this, and for these reviews, and I appreciate that. But yeah, like I too missed that opportunity.
Yes, KW and Aidan are just sharing a singular brain cell, man. Like they are just. Like I can't. I would have loved
No, Bob. What has happened is that because me and Aidan are both two autistic people, so putting us in the same room probably not a good idea, but also a good idea.
Yeah, autism is a spectrum, but I think what she means is that they're both high on the spectrum. But
yeah, they're both in like the same general area of the spectrum somewhere.
Our energy clashes in both good ways and bad ways. That's what
I'm gonna start supervising.
I'm failing to see the good ways, KW.
Mm-hmm.
Because it is actually coming up good.
You've traumatized your Fiona voice actor.
Oh my goodness. Well, yeah, she just offered to supervise, which for Emily is saying a lot because when we write People Above together, she barely says a word.
Let's go back there.
Myself to write my own series completely.
Let's go back there. Emily offered to supervise the directors of the series.
Yeah.
Can the
Emily.
future episodes in the intro supervising director Emily Nightwolf? People are like, what is a supervising director? What credit is that?
The same Emily who one time took over Jacob Butter's review and it went to chaos is decided that supervising KW and Aidan would be the right call, and it strangely was because she was just instead of supervising, she just stood there and witnessed it.
I will also say there's an episode of iCarly where they end up like selling the rights of iCarly, the show, to a TV studio, and because they have their own tech crew, Freddie then becomes the supervising producer, which is a meaningless title. In this case, it would have meaning, but it's ultimately just how.
Emily, send me times where you can be free. I'll ask Aidan when he can be free, and you.
Not bring Emily into this.
Man, the fact that the offer got taken up, that amazing. Okay.
I'm gonna do the next review. I'm gonna have so much behind the scenes.
From one call.
Bod, do you want to do it?
I don't want to do it. I didn't think that needed to be asked. You know I don't want to do it.
That's why I said everything is supervising us.
When Pierce is spelt wrong the whole damn time.
Well, that's one thing that a supervisor can catch, you know?
I'm also better at grammar than both of them. When I'm not writing my own stuff, I'll go in and correct Aidan's grammar quite a bit. Like, I'll do punctuation. That's my job.
You have the full script, Emily.
I don't have edit access.
Here's another thing.
I will do that now. Emily, I will do that right now.
Another thing that I remember about that script. When I went onto the script, she said, like, KW said in Discord, like, I'm adding colors. I'm like, oh, okay, you're adding colors, like, kind of like what I did for my script, so it's easier for people to see. But then when
I know what you're gonna say.
No. When I hopped on later to do episode 2, there were only colors for specific, like, only a few people. Like, I don't understand.
No.
I wasn't one of them.
I was gonna say,
I think that you know, sometimes. Sometimes I've seen.
I was doing all lines first of each character, and I didn't do yours yet because I was taking a break.
Okay, that's fair. I will also say in TV subtitles, sometimes they'll have like a few colors with like, you know, like red, not red usually. It's usually blue, yellow, green, and then everyone else be white for some reason. And that's just usually depending on like. Yes,
you know
like
funny?
that. So that could have been.
If it was red, blue, and yellow, because they're primary colors, huh? Because they're protagonists. Yes. They're primary. They're first. They're most important. It was funnier in my head, I swear.
I see, yeah. Then the villains get all the cool colors. All right. Oh, one thing before we move on, actually, I just want to point out that sometimes I noticed that the text seems to slide off the screen as if that wasn't like properly
cut off the bottom.
I don't know how that happened.
Okay, fair enough.
Because
then.
it was fine when I exported it and sent it to Aidan, so
he accidentally imported a preset of text. A transition out.
I said, I think she knows where Anna is. I'm sure she's all right. I'm going after Fiona.
I doubt it.
Don't follow me.
Okay, what happened between those two takes? Because it seems like
the mic quality.
I think like his other text was like on his phone or something, and then like that one was on like a different phone or something like that.
Oh, okay. All right.
What? No, Pierce, that's not a good idea.
Oh my god, that's the
heresy! Heresy! You know
what?
The best part is it's not even. Exactly. It's not even like it's spelled the whole time. It's different. It's a different mistake each time.
That's
makes
not
it
a good
better.
idea.
If next time it's like if next time if it's like Puric, like I'm gonna die.
You know, it just reminds me of like Pink Sheep's first video where he just appears and he's like saying Hero Brian in like all these different ways that aren't accurate. It's like Hero Brian, Hero Brienne,
Yeah, that's
I wish Disney.
that's actually funny, but like again, my delivery does not match my character's expression. Like I'm just like, what? No, Pierce, that's not a good idea. And then my character is really saying, what? No, Pierce, that's not a good idea.
I couldn't find like a Xiaomi emote!
Bon, you became Mark Wahlberg from The Happening. What? No.
I'm like Willy Wonka. Aren't you going to do something? Stop.
Stop, don't come back.
Oh no!
And again,
don't leave. Anyway, you guys want to go get food?
Your character's intense too, but same thing, just completely mundane expression.
Okay,
always monotone.
Pierce gets the benefit of the doubt because he's got weird eyes, but even so, his delivery is monotone anyway.
Yeah, like he always gave me like monotone character energy to begin with, even in season 1.
Yeah.
In the case of why I sound more intense, it might be because I just didn't send in like any calm takes at all, so there was no option to draw from. I don't remember, but that might have been the case.
Well, like I was saying before, my first takes are mundane typically because I'm doing the readout. You could have picked from them, sure, they're first takes, but at least they fit the expression.
Yeah. In my case, sometimes I do stand by what I said before about like the 3 texts and like, okay, there's 3 different directions this line could be taken in, and I'm not sure which one it is. But some of the time, I will rule out in my head ones that I think it's just impossible that these would match up. So that's probably why I didn't have any monotone things at all. Anyway.
Yeah, there's no way that this line wouldn't be delivered in a not monotone fashion. So there's no reason why this character should look monotone while delivering it.
Exactly. I'm forcing the hand of the visual designers, and it didn't work.
And yet, strangely, you're not. Not forced enough, I'd argue.
I didn't know it was already made. Anyway.
You didn't hear him talk, did you?
You were the only one listening, and you ran off.
You were the only one listening, and you ran off. Like, seriously.
They said it's unclear. All I know is Anna's out there. She needs my help.
Never mind.
I'm bleeding internally!
I'm hemorrhaging!
Pierce!
There was
Let
no
him go.
effort
Come
to
on,
make
we-
Hey, it's spelled correctly, so you can make it spell fine. So you have
told you
for the other time.
Spelling it wrong!
It's different every time.
For the other times.
All right. Also, okay,
Need to
this
go.
line
The
here.
Dark Warlock might be around.
Okay, this is me because I thought these lines were all delivered. Because again, this opens up right after she falls off the cliff and they're desperately searching for her. So I was under the impression this was a very urgent scene on top of everything, which means I delivered a lot of the lines where Zach is trying to take control. So like, okay, we need to get a move on here. Let him go. Let's go. We need to keep that pace up. But yeah, I was like,
I'm in immense pain on the ground. Taylor, you're standing up completely fine. Oh, I don't know why my voice sounds like this then.
I've just been tortured. For the sake of realism, I'll do all my lines like this. Anyway.
But I'm going to walk perfectly normal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Again,
I forgot
forcing
about
the
this.
hand of the
Hey,
animators does not
look
work
at-
a lot of the
look
time
at-
for me.
Look at Duncan's wings.
That
Look at
is a
that.
green screen error.
Yeah, same thing with the hair outline. You can see little specks of green along the line of pixelation.
Also, this flying sound effect is so funny to me. Hey, there's a body. She must be dead.
Yeah. No nearby
This
cliff
is
though.
so
She must
oh my
have gone
God.
like an extreme distance actually, like a full hypotenuse down,
That is
because there's no
such a
cliff
different
anywhere nearby.
background than what we used for the thumbnail. That's a completely different scenery.
Yeah, why?
Where's the hair of Magica?
Because I wasn't
No,
given a background. I was told to use a cliff background, so I found one, sent it to her.
Because
and
I
she was
couldn't
like,
find
yeah,
the
that's
original one! I
You
couldn't
sent her a
find the
clip
original
background,
one!
why didn't you use it? What do you mean you couldn't find it? It was in
Fuck.
your DMs.
We
No,
talked
like an
so much in
on-the-spot.
DMs, I tried to find it, but I couldn't
Download
find
it
it.
first. Pin
It was on my tablet! But the first season was on my tablet!
Pin it.
cliff that you see in the last episode of season 1, there is no ground right below it, so it is like a far high up cliff.
The sand
either way, the thumbnail's still incorrect.
The sand could have broken her fall.
Okay, so here's what I might have done in this case. Well, first of all, I would have probably like aligned her towards like the left of the background to imply there might be something towards the side, but also because the clear sky kind of gives this away. Also, I would have zoomed in the background so she was like nearer to those other mountains, so it kind of seems like okay, there's like a significant distance everywhere around, so maybe we don't see the exact.
Here's my headcanon.
Mountains around that.
Here's my headcanon. Her
She
wings gave her
fell
extra
rollers.
lift. No, her wings gave her extra lift, so she glided a little further, even though wings didn't break her
It's like a
fall.
Minecraft chicken.
More distance. she's like a Minecraft chicken.
Oh,
She's
perfect.
gliding, but she still took full damage.
Yeah.
I am the
Fallen
correct.
angels, oh my god.
Yeah,
Also, the
KW.
wing flap.
We've all learned the mistake of confirming things on screen, on reviews without.
Also, the wing flaps are so funny. Like his wing animation is going so slow, but the sound effects just.
I know.
This is an issue with like this happened in Fallen Angels
Fallen
as well
Angels!
quite a few times. Yeah. Because the thing is, like, yeah, some of the time.
Moving so you can time it. That's what I did. Like, there are ways around this issue.
That's true. In my case, where when I was doing the sound effects of Fallen Angels, a lot of the time I had different like wing deploy, wing like retract, or sound effects and such. And
Me too. Yeah.
I had like a set for like the big wings and small wings for Adam and Zach respectively. But also there are certain bits in like where I got the sound effects from, where it's like a couple of minutes of length of the sound effect anyway on like the actual file I downloaded. So some of the time it's faster, some of the time it's slower. In this case, yeah, Aidan seems to use the fast part a lot from that.
Bro built like a butterfly. This is what I mean by not pre-rendered. This is what I mean by a not pre-rendered. I don't understand how that could not be pre-rendered.
Oh,
that was not pre-rendered.
Okay.
I tried.
Okay,
So I did try to pre-render, but it was so pixelated that you could not see Anna. So my only choice was to do something that is not pre-rendered. Like that was my only choice for that specific scene only.
Okay, I see what you mean. Yeah. The way to fix that might be to change your render settings so you can render it in a higher quality of video. It will take longer, or it might be that your actual video preview is set to a lower quality than the actual video would turn out to be.
That's what I think it is.
Yeah, because I've had that too, where like if I like scroll, I can zoom in on my mouse on Vegas, and it will be a better image quality than if I actually just decided to resize it in track motion or something.
Anna, wake up! You have to
Also
wake
fitting
up.
that the guy with wings is the guy voiced
Anna,
by
wake up!
Again, this guy's got weird eyes too. His are always shocked, like he's from the Guardians or something.
I think it's because he's part dragon, so he has like reptilian sort of eyes. Oh, there you go.
Do dragons seem always surprised to you? Sure, I can understand the sclera or the pupil. Sorry, I can understand the pupil of why that's like kind of like reptile, but like the constantly surprised eyes, I don't get it.
It's because of it is because of how shrunken down they are that they look constantly surprised. If the iris were resized a little bit, that probably would not come across in that way. Even though with like human eyes, that is actually what they tend to look like in Gacha. That's what I'm trained to think.
That gets fixed? So it's a bug? I thought this was a continuity thing, and KW clapped her hands as though Jacob hit it right on the nail, but it's getting fixed as though it's a problem.
No, the problem was like the size of the eyes. The reptilian nature of the eyes is what KW clapped for.
Yeah.
Please, Anna, how did this happen?
How did this happen?
I don't know how. Don't ask me.
The fact that Aidan selected his own text weirdly. as well.
I never heard his takes. He's just edited them themselves.
Oh yeah, no, I
Tell him
can imagine. Yeah.
I have gripes with a clump of Aidan's voice acting in a certain scene later on. I will talk about it later on. I will just say, man had access to the script, access to the video, was editing the audio, and chose to do it, to say it in that way. Ain't no way. No. It was the worst.
Well, I mean,
I think that was
so-
the worst projection I think I've ever heard.
I mean,
Sorry,
so far
Aidan.
we've had like 3 different variations on like the same like the same lines. They've got like, Anna, wake up. Anna, how did this happen? I don't know.
Why did she get down and then get back up really quickly? Am I
gone.
tweaking?
He like visibly saw she wasn't moving. Didn't check a pulse. Dragons can just sense that kind of thing. Maybe, I don't know. Okay, so now we do get a scene of Pierce like running in. However, he ran in for a bit too long because he got to the end, stayed in place for a bit, and then stopped moving. I think the keyframe was like a little bit too far over. Sometimes I will like edit like the final destination of a keyframe into like the middle part so I can see what I'm doing in the editing software, but then I always have to move it back in order to make sure that the character doesn't like run in place for a little bit before they get to the next scene.
Right.
Or alternatively, you can also have them, the keyframe like align with where they're standing, and if they're standing in that same position anyway, then they'll be in the right spots.
Yeah.
I saw Wonderlands here, but what? Okay, I don't know what that is. Never mind.
Me either.
Probably a game. Yeah, he just always like teeters of a little bit.
No. No. This can't be real.
Okay, so again, I know that Pierce is monotone, but when...
So I have a story for that.
Now it's the opposite. Now the expression is intense, but the
Was the
delivery
line-
is monotone.
Was the line in all caps when in the script?
Yes.
Wait,
what
wait.
happened
Oh.
was I asked him if he wanted to take lines, and he said sure, whatever. And we got to this part, and he said, "Oh, by the way, my family is asleep, so I cannot shout." And I'm like, "Should we just do this another time then?" He's like, "No, I'll be fine. I'll figure this out or whatever."
No,
and so
you'll
I'm
You
just
should have
like,
known
out.
from the beginning. I would shut that down right away.
Wait,
if
okay. Let me
everyone's
guess.
sleeping-
Let me guess. So what did he decide to like increase the volume of his microphone, implying that like the volume and
"No,
gain?
I did that.
be-
I did that."
Okay, that's why it peaks, because you could tell the gain is too high, even though delivery was
I
like.
would have shut that down right away. If you're not going to
same
give
here.
me your all, if you're not going to give me your all, then I don't
He
want
wanted
it.
to give his all.
My
but he was
screaming
worried that he
compilation
was
is quaking right now.
Exactly, Emily. Emily gave me her all. That's why
Yeah,
He
I
was
didn't
going. He was going to give me his all, but he was worried that he was going to wake up his grandparents because.
Exactly. Then
Well,
do it.
yeah,
but
okay,
It's not,
then
it's not a
th-
question
that's-
of can we do it sometime else. It's let's do it sometime else. Be a little
Yeah.
bit more
Also,
assertive.
Also, this is the exact reason that I never record at night. What is record lines at night, because with Gacha reviews, I'm if I'm told to like be quieter, then that's fine, whatever. But it's like voice lines for something else, like I need to do them properly. So yeah, that's why a lot of the time some people will ask me like, "Hey, can you record these lines?" And they don't know about my time zone, so I'm like, "Okay, I'll do these. I'll do these tomorrow." And they're like, "Oh, okay." So,
Yeah.
well,
I always record when everyone's out of the house.
Yeah. Oh well, sometimes I do that too. Sometimes I'll just say, bear in mind, I've seen the script. There's some shouting in here. I'm not in pain for real.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
just
what I
being
do.
cautious in the scene. I actually I did that for the,
And hyperventilating.
exactly. So
And I might pass out, but don't panic.
Yeah, like before I did that, I actually at one point, I think it was my dad came running into the room to see if I was okay. I was like,
Oh,
well,
God.
at least I know I'm giving a good performance, but in future I did go down like and say, yeah.
Right.
I'm sorry.
How? How did this happen?
How did this happen?
I saw her fall off the cliff.
You saw her fall off the cliff, then why did you ask how did this happen?
I'm sorry. What was that delivery? I saw her fall off the cliff, but
Duncan
I
said
was
that
too
earlier.
late.
Like, how did this happen?
Well, on a technical level, I think it was more like, I saw her fall from the cliff. I was too late.
First switch tones. First switch volume, tones. I'm getting concerned.
Dude, Jacob, you hit it right on the nail, bro. The light peaking, everything was just so perfect.
Oh god.
I know you can't hear yourself, but that was just perfect.
I've been in the game long enough that I can trust myself to.
Oh my god. And then the monotone, like, really amplified second part. Oh my god. Oh, I'm lightheaded.
Yeah. I came to this stream already with a headache. So
Oh no!
yeah, look, I went for a walk. I've been recovering for most of the day. I'm fine, but it's like, good grief. Yeah, this was also like a safe bet because like other gacha videos will give me like a proper like actual headache versus this, which is just
other gachas will have you asking for backup.
Yeah, in this case, I got the backup right off the bats, and here we are.
Anyways.
Also, I'm pretty sure this is BB saying just finished a 3-hour live stream.
I've been on for 8 hours. Must be nothing.
Wow.
At the rate we're going, we're going to be finishing a 3-hour stream too.
Well, yeah, we did a 3-hour stream last night as well. I love Minecraft.
I think we need to cut BB off. We need to cut her off.
Wow. Yeah, get her into gacha instead. Like that's ever gonna happen.
Bert, if you're not gonna
okay.
Silent stream.
I'm pretty sure that to me kind of like, I'm guessing that might have been like an Aidan moment, only because he did like the same thing in Fallen Angels with the Alana scream, which is also a reference to okay, the Alana scream was a reference to like Minecraft
the
Diaries.
script says Pierce brackets screaming crying as an actual line.
I tried to get Junior to do it.
Was this on the same night his grandparents were sleeping?
No, not this time. Not this time. No.
What do you mean he'll give it his all?
He couldn't do it. He couldn't do it.
This is why I always ask new voice actors.
I tried to tell Aidan, how about let's just find a different crying scream so that way Junior doesn't have to do it and he could just practice while we were ending this or wherever. But Aidan's like, no, we need to have him. And I'm like, but if he can't do it by the time we finish the editing and stuff like that, it's just going to be silent. And so I just went with silent because it's like, Aidan just didn't like any of like the screams I gave him because it's not even a Wilhelm scream. I made sure it wasn't a gosh dang Wilhelm scream.
There are ways around this. There's like, it's not black and white where it has to be silent or you have to have an awkward scream. Fade it out. It doesn't have to move up and then fade out. Like even if it's already pre-rendered and stuff, just fade it out prematurely. Like
or pan the video up faster so we don't see the mouth change.
Well, no.
Well, to you, Aidan. For me, it was just good
rendered,
to know.
So there's no. If you move it up, it's just going to go into black oblivion.
Yeah, that's true.
But this is why I always ask my new voice actors. Like the first question I always ask them: can you project? I'm like going through the list of requirements for the character. Can you project? Is normally number one. Like I did this for Lynxie, I did this for Emily. I don't think I did it for Jacob because I knew what your stuff was already.
Oh yeah, you'd seen Fallen Angels, but
did you do it for me?
I guess you don't remember, but I do recall.
I'm about to look through the DMs now.
Gia can't project it for some strange reason. They all sounded like, so I told him, let's just practice. So just in case, next time if I do need him screaming and crying, he actually will do it a lot of times better. But like, I was like, I just didn't know what to do for that particular scene. Like, I sent all these like good like screams or whatever, and it's like, yeah, no, these don't sound terrible because it doesn't sound like Junior. I'm like, do we really need it to make it sound like Junior? it was just all screaming.
Yes.
Like
I mean, ideally, yes, or at least whichever, voice Junior was giving for Pierce. But sometimes that's not always entirely possible. I tried once to scream as Zach, and it just failed because obviously Zach has like a raspy voice in the beginning, so like
Yeah, exactly.
Earlier.
So
I think that's probably the reason why is because when he's trying to do it as Pierce and not as himself, it just doesn't sound right. Because
I ran into this problem when I filled in as Marwick at the end of season 2 of Mutant Girl. Because Marwick most of the time is a very smooth, soft-spoken character, but it just so happened that the scenes that I was doing were the ones where he's like, it's like he's shocked, either he's delirious or he's fearing for what's going to happen to him or somebody else that he cares about. So he would not have been smooth in that case. So I would start off, with do my best impression of G-Man, who was the actual VA at the time. But then afterwards, I would vary up and be like, okay, this is what Marwick would actually sound like if this is the case. And, people gave me flack for that because I didn't sound like Marwick. It was like, well, yeah, of course, in this case, that wouldn't have worked.
Voice actor. How dare they give you backlash?
It's I stand by that discussion. Other stuff, not so much, but yeah.
It's just depending on the voice you're doing. Like sometimes you can scream or shout as that using that voice or whatever. So
yeah, C-Dog VA most of the time recommends that when you start a new character voice, that you're prepared to do every emotion in that voice. So that's something that I live by now. But yeah, at the time, and in the case of Mark, it's like, well, I'm my hands are tied here because I couldn't get anyone else at that short notice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 1 year later.
Okay.
Was not expecting that.
I feel like that whole first segment did not need to be there. Just saying.
Potentially, yeah. I guess you could have achieved the same effect with a flashback to the original theme, which I guess would have, with added voice acting on top of what was already there. Or potentially a recreation of a new visual style, but that's obviously up, the person's discretion. So fair enough. Also, they entered the scene. I will say one thing about this: the backgrounds I'm really enjoying. This particular aesthetic,
really
Magica.
I found them. I found all these backgrounds.
They've been really good so far.
Yeah,
I like the paint aesthetic.
Yeah, and it combines well enough with the the establishing shot style that Aidan and I have adapted over the years, mostly from Midori Stories, fittingly. But again, we'll get to that when we get to that. But yeah, it combines well with that. It's a new addition. So again, that is the proper unit of artists here. One person with their techniques, and one of them with wherever they source things from and the aesthetic they were going for the original series. Yeah, this is what we need more of. Not this establishing shot specifically. I mean, just this level of synergy.
Now, this one I always question because I'm like, I don't know. That screams Magica to me, but
it's because it's a little bit less shaded than the original, than the other backgrounds that you've got. That's why it stands out.
This is a massive estate for something in the middle of the woods.
Hey,
okay.
I'm surprised that we just cut into the inside rather than fading into it, but because everything else faded.
Right.
Okay, started walking and then the sound effects kicked in, but close enough. Oh, and there's another thing that I made sure was available for Fallen Angels was footsteps on different surfaces. So in the Fallen Angels folder, because I'm sure that Aidan used that one for a lot of this, then
yep, he did.
Yeah.
And he still hasn't sent it to me yet, so sometimes you will actually
almost had morning mood. you were like, I can't do this. It's just reserved for you to go.
You must not morning mood.
Yeah.
Okay, for me, when I think of Magica, I don't think about daytime or anything like that. Unless it's says it's daytime or whatever. I usually always, because since I'm into fantasy and stuff, I always think of forests and rivers and stuff like that. Kind of like that, where it's what happened many years ago before we had technology and stuff like that. And so every time I see this pink tree or whatever, I'm just like, that doesn't really scream fantasy to me because everything seems like dreamland than Fantasyland.
Tell them to change it.
Yeah, actually, this is something that in the latest Mutant Go remake that I'm not sure if anyone has noticed. I've talked about it in the commentary briefly, but because I've discovered masking and I now have the ability to edit backgrounds, one thing that I did in one of the scenes during the scene when Rain and Judas are playing cards together, that original background that is in Gacha Club. I think it's my Gacha Life 2. Well, I think it's a Gacha Club background. I'm not sure. But yeah, that one. The thing is that it looks like it's like at a sunset, which because of the fact that it was the episode takes place over the course of like one day and we hadn't got to the sunset part yet, I needed it to not be the evening. So I just masked around like all of the buildings very carefully, meticulously going through each of them, and then put like a moving sky background from another like YouTuber in the back of it. So if you see in that scene, the clouds move now, and that's the reason. It wasn't me just showing off. Part of it was, but mostly it was because I didn't want the sun.
Say. It might be a little bit.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. I mean,
the
remakes are where I pull all the punches because like I will most likely not be going back to those episodes. So
Right.
That's why they take like a whole intense month of nothing else.
Heck, what was that quick shot?
Hey,
I don't know.
This is Aidan's scene. I did not edit this.
Yeah.
Months ago. Why are you here?
could ask you the same thing.
It's none of your business.
You can tell it's an
I'm
Aidan
likely
scene.
to
There's
hear.
angles
Do you?
Yeah.
that don't make sense,
I'm
really.
here to fight again. I can't
And this particular music as well.
here to ask.
Me what? To fight? It's useless. We were going to get killed if I hadn't walked away.
Quiet.
I lost my wolf side because of his attacks.
Of his
Not
attacks.
to mention we lost...
This is so awkward.
Yeah, that was. I think that was like the middle take. I think that was like not my least intense, but not my most either. Yeah.
What is, or was. I want to know more about this realm, and I'm trying to learn as much as possible, but...
Weird, I've never spoken to Jacob before.
Yeah, you have! No, you have!
There you go. We've shared the screen.
Alright, Nova and Taylor talk to each other for a little bit as well.
Really
Oh, yeah,
not
that's
really
true.
asking for-
Okay.
And Sunny.
Why would I? I don't want anything bad to happen to you.
Like that sounds so ominous. I don't want anything bad to happen to you.
I had other things. I'm so conniving.
I don't want anything bad to happen to you. Wink, wink.
We're gonna get to the end of it. We're gonna get to the end of this series, and the twist is gonna be that whatever entity was possessing Fiona has been possessing Mandy this whole time after 6 months.
POV, majesty to the other pops. I don't want anything bad to happen to you.
Oh my god, imagine Majesty is actually Mandy in disguise or something.
Well,
Oh
see,
god.
I mean, they both start with M, I suppose. Actually, then again, she did become Jess the librarian, so that's not really anyway. Never mind.
this. I don't want
Evil
to be part
Mandy
of this
arc.
war.
It's
Mhm.
not a
Ever
boat,
since-
it's an arc.
Your parents?
Yeah.
You never talked about your parents, and
That's
every
how
time
you
I'm at
can
your house.
Clearly
your
tell
parents.
these two designs are made
For
by different people.
redundancy.
Yeah.
I
So
don't
so
know.
your parents, for the sake of the subtitles, I understand why the redundant line was kept in.
Fair
Doesn't
enough.
explain why.
Yeah.
Doesn't explain why my ones work, but whatever. We've been over that already.
Also, I just want to say, with wait, Emily, you were actually going to say something about the designs, weren't you?
You can very clearly tell they were made by different people, mostly because of the noses. I think that these people.
What do you mean the noses? There are none!
No, because
Zach has a nose.
Zach has a nose. She doesn't. One, this is clearly my design style, but like two,
This goes
Yeah.
by my logic, where only
It's
werewolves
so
have
different.
noses.
What I just literally I explained it so
I
many
was
times to people that fake creatures of Magica when they go into their
know.
form. So like Zach right here.
I understand, but I don't understand why Emily's saying it's the noses that make the difference.
It's not then just the noses that make the difference. I'm just saying I don't have noses on them. I don't think any of them, the humans, had noses on them. I don't remember. I don't remember making these.
No, they don't.
I just remember I made Mandy. That's all I remember. And then KW went, God, she's hot.
Oh, gross. Anyway.
Oh yeah, I forgot that. Yeah, that's I think I was there when that happened. Or
yes, we were yelling at
yeah.
you. Were editing during the live stream, and I said, "Emily, like, yeah, the designs are like, so happy or whatever."
Yeah, I remade everyone and just on the stream, and all the messages from KW underneath them are just, "Stop making them hot, please. They're so sexy."
Hey, look, it's a fantasy series. That's usually a good thing.
Yes, exactly. Also, I just love how the fact that Kendra's like, I don't know, punch or whatever kick that she did to Mandy is still there because of the bandage.
I mean, it has been 6 months. Is the punch is the bruise not healed yet, or?
It probably did not heal. Like, did not heal right or something like that.
I have very sensitive skin. It takes a while to heal.
Yeah.
Okay.
One bruise and I'm done for 6 months.
I guess
Anyway.
a resident of Magica attacking a human, maybe there was more damage than met the eye or something.
Yeah, speaking of which, why is Mandy still here again? Like, Mandy, it's been a year. You're in this different realm for the whole time. You should go home. Your parents are probably worried about you,
That is true. Like the first scene of the last episode was.
She literally just explained it a little time ago. She is exploring the world of Magica and learning more about the Dark Warlock.
Yes, but if I were Mandy, I'd at least, I don't know, text my parents, but there's no service in Magica, I just hop back to the realm briefly, say I'm going on a business trip, and then.
She's one of Duncan's magic scrolls, but instead of transporting her, she just writes on it, and then that.
She doesn't know how to leave. Maybe her and Duncan would get along now, wouldn't they?
Potentially. I mean, I think they do, to my understanding.
She doesn't know how to leave.
I've been trying to say this.
Oh my god! Aidan, just don't say anything if they have questions.
Not this again. Anyways,
probably. Okay, he added probably.
I recognize Emily's style not because of the noses ? But it's because of the additional features, like the small little detail of Mandy's collared shirt. That's an extra scarf addition. That's not part of the shirt. And also, the color scheme is so much more chef's kiss. It's so much more aesthetically pleasing to look at. That's why I recognize it. You still have black outlines, but I'll let it slide because it's so aesthetically pleasing to look at.
No, I first when I did the first black outline when I was first designing Mandy or whatever, I was wasn't sure if it looks good or not. But Emily kept saying it's so good looking. Everyone else said Mandy's design is one of the best designs of Cryptic Lands. So I was like, okay, I'll just keep the top bit being black because she is
I will always love her Elton John glasses.
Me too. She's a big fan. But yeah, it's a very, very satisfying to look at character, but I do not think she's hot. I'm sorry.
I mean,
well, you're ace, aren't you?
So are you, but I have a bit of a.
I'm asexual, not arrow.
So you're not aromantic, very clearly.
Yeah, I'll say.
Our collective history of Ashling you is anything to go by, you are very much not aromantic.
Yeah. Think of it this way, Emily. If I say that it's very aesthetically pleasing to look at, that's the closest thing you're gonna get to attractive. So you've done well.
By the way, you know what, Bon? What would happen? What would happen if you did an Ashley as Mandy?
Don't. If they don't, Bon, don't. Don't.
All I'm getting flashbacks of is Jacob editing a scene while we do pickup lines. That's all I can think of.
Yes, that was the first Ashley stream that we did. There have been many others.
No, I did
I
listen
know.
to
It's
Emily,
mostly
and
been
she was like
ghosty, though.
flustered. I went,
No,
"What's
I was
she?"
exhausted and your voice was very nice. It was 2 a.m. I was tired. and apparently just decided then and there your voice was hot when you made it slightly deeper. I don't know.
OKW.
Dang
Why
it,
must I be
was gonna-
outlined black? It's just so not in, you know? I deserve so much more, don't you think?
What's your favorite Elton John song, Mandy?
I actually don't believe in Elton John. Like, Elton John stole the design from me, okay? He's the real plagiarism guy here, okay? I am just above
Oh
everyone.
my gosh.
Much like your friends over on Discord, I am God, okay? I'm above everyone else.
Again, it's a fantasy series. This is what happens. This is what like a lot of fantasy authors do. They get flustered by their own characters.
Oh, Duncan, it looks like you're keeping this mess together. I just hate when people pull us into different dimensions.
You
Please,
mean to a
don't
person
make
you-
it the video.
I don't know. Is that what people do?
I don't think it works with Zach. Is there?
Oh, oh, never mind. Sorry.
Apparently it
stand
does.
corrected. I stand corrected.
Come on, Fiona, join in.
Oh, my
Oh,
voice isn't
Ashley,
exactly
I'm so-
different, but I can make it slightly deeper.
Don't!
Oh, that's
Emily, do not!
perfect.
Emily, do not!
That's just perfect.
Why not? Why can't I?
Oh, KW, I'm so glad that you decided to learn more about my world. You know,
Okay,
you, me,
W.
and Mandy, we're going to learn many things together. It's going to be a grand adventure, an epic quest.
Oh, KW, I'm so glad you locked me in your basement forever and ever and ever and ever. Now we can never be apart. You will have to deal with me for a full season. Isn't it
My
wonderful?
basement's flooded because my house is in ruins, but I like living here anyway.
I've befriended all the termites in your basement.
All my possessions got very wet.
The cobwebs are
Okay.
starting to look really nice.
Way more entertaining than the video.
I
Let's
hated every bit of that.
I loved every bit of that.
Yeah, I'm glad you did.
Jesus
Come
Christ.
on, Bon. You've got to admit, it's at least like it's a little bit like the power is at least a little bit fun.
It
Come
turns my
on.
stomach inside out.
Fine.
Anyways, continue with the review.
Seriously. I
Don't
hated every bit of
get
that, but I
out
think
of here.
KW hated it more. Oh,
Yeah.
Have time for your questions.
But
Go
dare you yell at me.
away!
I should have turned down. I should have moved away from the mic a bit more.
That might have been KW's doing again.
No, Aidan did sing, so it's not me!
Oh, wait. No, we have to go back. No, we have to go back to that. Just go back to him throwing the bucket. You'll see.
Okay.
I have words. No, go back to him throwing the bucket.
I thought that. Yeah.
Do it
Alright,
again.
there we go.
There we
Yeah.
go.
I
Yeah.
don't have time for your questions.
but
Go away!
Oh my god.
I think the music changed a bit. Yeah. Hey, look, you know what? I appreciate the sound effects. I'm not sure what the bucket was. The bucket looked like it was full of water, so I'd have thought there'd be a splash there. But the actual bucket, the metal hitting on the ground and such, I like that.
So quiet. For the aggressive
What?
throw, it's just like, ugh,
That's, yeah, okay, yeah, it's a little bit that true. Yeah.
What? Oh, that dragged on way too long.
Fiona.
I like how
dark.
I like, okay, so
Why is
I like how
Pierce
Pierce
dark?
it's in the shadows, but as if like he's got revealed. But the thing is, he had the exact same lighting conditions as Fiona a second prior.
He just
Oh,
has a
so-
constant person overshadowing
Jake-
him the whole time.
Also,
Jacob.
hello, altered Adam.
Seriously,
Seeing you
same
here,
thing. He looks exactly like him.
like he looks a little bit different, but wow.
Jacob.
Colors.
Jacob, funny
You'll
story.
never
Okay,
guess the face of him.
okay, funny story. So as I'm writing the script, right, and there was supposed to be a bartender, and he asked, "Can we name him Adam?" And I said, "You know what? Sure, why not?" And then I continue writing, and then he's like, "Wait, KW, quick question. In Magica, are there such things as angels?" And I'm just like, yeah, there is a possibility there are angels in Magica. They are
this was the point
creatures of magic.
He was very subtly adding a cameo. Because he also
was.
Too.
Yeah, except for the fact that
character.
except for the fact that by the rules of the Butterverse, this cannot be an Adam cameo.
This is Ada.
This is why I refused any references. The one reference I have in Thingy is a Clomae reference.
Yeah.
Which may or may not inadvertently make Clomae canon to the Butterverse as an anime.
Oh no!
Yeah, like
wow!
that kind of thing. You know, that makes sense. It's sort of similar to how like the Mutant Girl and Fallen Angels are both like canon to Monster Compendium as an anime. It's not like the actual version. It's like, you know, okay, in that universe, you know, much like our universe, they exist as shows. Is that kind of idea? Not like there's not like layers deep. That's not what we're going for. I do think also that Ghosty did do a Moana redesign at some point for her series, which, you know,
yes, she did. Yes.
It's one of the times that I understand redesigns because, like, well, it's not the same character, so yeah, fine, whatever. Anyway, that's why Adam looks slightly different here.
I'm looking for information.
Oh, complete with the halo. They didn't have those in Fallen Angels. You can't see it now, but it's up there.
I hate him for putting that backwards hand in there, like, because he knows how much I hate it. So I'm like, Aidan,
your own series.
Oh well.
Wow.
Okay, I will. Okay, I will say.
Where did she get the photo?
Yeah, that was my first thing. I was going to question where and how she got this photograph, but also I appreciate at a technical level the fact that it was put in so seamlessly.
I was appreciating the custom
maybe she got information.
Yeah. Oh, and it moves up and down as well, and it resizes too based on like the distance. That's all nice. But yeah. Anyway.
No, he's met you.
Maybe it's like in the Owl House where you can just like reach like a pair of tweezers inside someone's brain and pull out a photograph.
No. See, I'm questioning why this Dark Lord man has been hanging around the bar.
Hey,
I would think he had better things to do.
Look, even Dark Lords want to get their drink on sometimes.
Dude, I don't know what you're...
Fair enough.
Where did she get that?
Okay, yeah, this is kind of where...
And another backwards hand.
Okay, yeah, this is kind of where the subtitles can be...
Sorry.
I'll let that process for a second.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pause on this frame.
Okay, this is where the subtitles can actually be a bit of a curse instead of a blessing. Because, you know, obviously when you see the line here where someone's going, look, I don't know what you're like, you know that something is going to happen that's going to surprise them. So it's no longer a surprise. What I would have done here is like have the, I don't know what you're taught, and then like have that be the hyphenated point and then have the as a separate line. That's the thing that a lot of gacha tubers will you know, do that sometimes where they give away a bit of a twist if they put all their speech bubbles together. Some of the time you see some of them going like, okay, we need to make sure that this is like a different visual. It's usually the same people that end up having two speech bubbles at once, and you're not sure what order characters are speaking in. And there's usually that same subset of gacha tubers, but it's happened other times too.
Don't lie. Tell me everything.
Don't lie.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought.
Killing me, maybe out of boom slang skin. Yeah, lace wing flies. Anyway.
Get out Magica.
What did you tell him?
Just that you need to know how to make portals.
Okay. Okay, interesting that he doesn't already know about Magica. That's a surprise to me, actually.
I thought he said he was trying to get out of Magica.
He can only teleport.
Yeah, he said
I told him the library is a good...
he's trying to get out of Magica.
Winchester.
Okay. Yes, as in this is definitely an Aidan
Winchester.
point. This is definitely an Aidan reference because I think this is a supernatural reference that Aidan's put in because Winchester's the last name of the two main characters.
I was more thinking of the actual Winchester library.
So was I.
Oh.
That's why I was like Winchester Library. What? I'm so confused.
I mean, yeah, just so happened that that's just the only real life structure in the dimension of.
Oh, is Jacob frozen?
Year.
Jacob!
My
He'll be
stream
back.
now.
We're back, guys.
Emily, swear! Swear, Emily, swear!
I say that. Tune in tomorrow.
What are you doing tomorrow, Emily?
Things. I can't say what I was about to say because I am on the wrong channel for that.
Oh.
Bake up.
Bake up.
No, please, please. I don't want to go back in the void. Please, just let me be myself. I don't want to go back in the void, please.
Oh, don't worry.
Now it is my stream.
I'm Emily Knight.
I'm gonna jump.
Hey, I'm Wemily Ite Wolf. You're
Okay, here's an interesting question for fans.
I'm
No,
I'm
here's a question.
WK.
WK, what? Okay, do my intro. As WK, do my intro, Emily. I dare you.
I love birch. Give me birch. I love birch. Give me
I don't know your intro. I know your outro, I think.
I say, what's up, guys? KW here, and welcome back to another live stream or video.
What's up, guys? WK here, and welcome back to another video.
Okay, all those horror fans out there, just a quick question. Has anyone seen Paranormal Activity?
Yes.
Here's my other question. Do you think the series is good or bad?
I've only seen 2 of the 5.
Which 2 out of the 5?
What do you think? The first 2. Yeah, I watched 3 and 2. I watched
Dude! No, okay, Bun.
Don't you dude me? I
I'm
watched
sorry.
the first 2.
Sorry. No. I'm not telling you to go and watch the other movies because I'm going to tell you something. 3, 4 suck terrible. They just ruined everything about Paranormal Activity. Oh, hey, Jacob's back.
Hi, Jacob. We
Damn
swore
it,
a lot.
now it's not my stream anymore.
Wah. Yeah, we were just kind of filling in with the alter egos. Anyways,
we have a new one. Now we have WK.
Wait, what is Bond?
Okay, honestly, no. Respectfully, if it's like a reverse of my name, I respectfully don't think I should be called Knob. Seriously, no, I'm not being called Knob.
As a British person, I second that motion. That's not a good idea.
Yes.
Yeah, no, please
No. I mean,
just,
you can use. Oh wait, no. No, I just realized BTB spelled backwards BTB.
It's still BTB. Maybe I'll be BRB. I'll be BRB.
Be right
back. Anyways, I would promote my series right now, but like BBT. I'm in a burnout again, so
TBT.
TBT. What do you mean? It takes time. It takes streams like this to get me out. It makes me think
get out of it.
I need to do stuff to cleanse my brain.
Yeah, it's like those people that say, "Hey, if you have depression, cheer up. If you have burnout, get out of it." Like what?
Oh shit! Why didn't I think of that?
Profanity.
But yes. Naughty. Oh yeah, my bad. Anyways, what he was saying, Jacob said TBT, and I'm kind of down for it.
Okay.
Just like TBT.
TBT. Let's go.
TBT. I'm gonna start making alter egos of everyone.
I just sound like an AI. I'm Bond GPT.
Bond GPT.
That would explain Mandy's livery in scene 1.
Hey! He had other lines to pick from. Okay.
Just to bring that full circle.
And it was one line. It was just Pierce. Everything else was too intense.
I know. I specified Mandy's delivery in scene 1, not overall. I understand the difference.
He had other lines in C1.
Oh, I don't figure back.
Oh, okay.
It's a good place to start looking. Please. That's all I know.
Please, come on, dude.
Please.
Put the sword away. Jeez.
Stop doing that.
Kid,
Yeah.
you don't know what you're getting into.
You don't know what you're getting
Yes,
into, kid.
I do.
Okay,
bye.
that kind of line I think is usually like the kid, you don't know what you're getting into, like that kind of thing. It's like, listen to me, I'm the wise old bartender that looks to be the same age as you because I'm an immortal being, but ignoring that.
I'm back.
May or may not be a cameo.
Definitely not.
The
Should
wrong
not
style
be. If
for
it was
either.
intended to be, it should not be.
Yeah,
Wrong
I get
style
final
for
say in
either of the design choices.
I get final say in all Butterverse matters. It is not. That's not the same matter. Anyway.
Or traded information.
What? Traded? Traded what? What does the bartender need to know? It's like the town gossip for
I'll
crying
give
out
you
loud.
my handy dandy summoning sword that lives in my pocket if you tell me where the Dark Warlock is.
Well, sure, but also if you have a summoning sword, why not just summon the Dark Warlock to you?
But you guys think it's the Dark Warlock in that picture?
It's like Link's bow, it's made of the same magic.
I don't have enough information to elaborate on that, so we're going to move on.
Pierce, what are you doing here? Why do you
Again, opposite.
I had
monotone
meditates
delivery.
at that line.
Whoa,
Why
what was that? What?
Yeah.
What was that? What do you mean not pre-rendered?
No, when I said it was rendered, I meant the stuff that was sent to Aidan. This stuff is obviously not pre-rendered, and can I explain why? Yeah, the back. Normally when the backgrounds move like independently, it's usually just like off sync by by give or take a couple of keyframes or dimensions, but not like that. That's like
I don't know what happened here.
Flew across the screen.
Oh my.
Also, the subtitles. Why did the subtitles change? They changed colors. They changed style. What the?
Okay, so I will explain. So
your new subtitles.
Okay, so I'll explain. So we did have like a certain hex code with subtitles, but every time I try to use the same hex codes for this particular scene, you cannot read it.
Then use an eyedropper. It was like
what?
Use an eyedropper.
What? It wouldn't fix that. It's like you would not able to read it because no matter how I changed it slightly lighter or slightly darker, you would not read it. So I had to change it to where you have the white outlines to read the actual lines.
Okay.
Oh, I see.
With Anna.
Yeah.
To rescue you.
Actually, the white outlines do look better.
That's
something that I switched to doing those in like music videos, particularly for that reason.
Also, where did the animated mouths go? Why didn't he have one?
No. Okay, for Pierce, because no, Pierce was walking. That's why.
Oh.
So he didn't have a moving lip because he was walking, and so because if I tried to make him walk with the moving mouth, it would not look right. So I just went with the open mouth.
I do maintain that unless everyone truly is being nice, like Bond said, that people don't notice that it does still work with Gacha particularly.
So long as BB isn't in the VC, everyone will be nice.
True.
I should get going before he's gone.
Well, as long as the designs are okay, then Emily will be nice.
I can help.
I don't.
Oh, I made like some of
them.
Okay.
That's true. Emily can't inform her own work.
Yeah. Okay. Honestly, what is up with? I will say, what is up with everyone in this series seems to want to just do their own thing and operate alone. They came in here as a group, but they were like, "Nah, I can work this out by myself." It's like you all have the same objectives. Just what is the point?
The only real one here.
Well, and yeah, it seems like Pierce. Well, Pierce is like
Pierce
Mandy
is
and Pierce have got the
come
right
on.
idea. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he was
look
already in his
nature.
nature.
I'm still going to follow you, bro.
Yeah.
Screw off. I have pepper spray.
If you fly, I will
Try and follow me now with your dead and now blind eyes.
Following you around.
Pierce, you follow me one more time, and I swear to God, this pepper spray is going right in your goddamn eye.
Still going to
Vanity
find
again, but
Why?
okay.
So you can be a creep.
Okay, I will also say I'm.
Sorry.
I'm just thinking of the Daniel Thrasher version of that song now.
Radiohead.
Oh my god.
Daniel Thrasher's version is like, "I'm a creep," and then like it starts like accordion playing. What the heck am I doing here? I do not belong here.
Wow.
Anyway, yeah. Where's Beef Cheeseburger today? Anyway, what was I going to say about this?
You
Nope,
said
forgot what
you
I
were
was
going to
gonna
say something about the line.
I don't know anymore.
Anna told me you would follow her after the fight at camp. She thought you were a creep.
Oh yeah, that's what I was going to say. So this tends to happen a lot with ongoing shows that feature for a long time on Gacha Review. Eventually, some of the stuff that I like say becomes like willed into existence from the creators' minds, because I know that I'm in everyone's heads eventually, and I understand that happens. But like, I am fairly certain that Piers would not have been called out for being a creep were it not for the fact that we constantly reinforced that on Gacha Review. So it became like the de facto understanding.
I was just trying to
This isn't Twilight, for heaven's sake.
Twilight?
What the heck's Twilight?
agree
It's
with
midday.
Piers
Get the wrong
No, okay, pause here. Okay, pause here.
people.
This is actually a
Anna
funny
didn't need your
story.
protection. You should have listened to her.
Jacob's
Wait.
broken.
Oh
I should.
Jacob!
God damn
We
it.
can't stop it!
no!
You
Jacob!
couldn't.
It's 12 a.m. That's
Even if
why.
you were there,
Look at the time.
You
12 a.m.
couldn't.
Oh yeah.
What happened, Fiona?
I guess we can just watch.
We'll just watch.
Ew.
That creature.
Dang it, I have to be right back.
Bye,
Okay.
KW.
Sure.
Alright, Emily, it's our stream now.
Don't.
Let's
Go
go.
away.
Okay, listen to the walk speed. Listen to the walk speed. This is so
conversation
funny.
over.
This is what I mean. I had a pissed off takes at this. Where are they? I was literally screaming in one of them.
Why is
No,
Fire
you
is just
don't
why is
get
he sitting
it.
there with his eyes closed?
Oh,
What is with
Jacob's
these
done.
wings? Where is his shoe? I have so many questions.
Oh my god.
And the flapping.
Frog.
Wait. Did he
Yeah.
change her clothes?
Yeah, he mentioned that I have gripes with this delivery. I hate the way Aidan says this entire scene.
Sorry it took a while. I was getting food. It's a beautiful day. You should wake up to see it.
It's alright, Jacob. It's our stream now.
Yeah, it's fine. We just can't control anything on it.
Still nothing.
Is this supposed
Anna,
to be
I
like
know
some
you could
sort
hear
of
me.
comedy? Why are we got crickets
I
over
totally drew a
literally
line.
dead Anna?
Everyone misses
This is not
you.
funny.
I bet your sister misses you so much. You have to wake up for
See,
her.
I
He's like
hate
so
the way
girly
he's
pop.
saying this.
He's so girly
Save
pop.
her.
This
I
is
bet
the
your sister
worst.
misses you so much.
Yeah, this is when like he looks insane right now, and he's saying, "I bet your sister misses you so much."
No, that's because his eye
I'm
is
still
weird,
on the way
remember?
to save you. I may have a clue,
He just
but
I
it's
just
going
don't
to be
understand the
tricky.
people's eyes in this
There's a
series.
library my friend told me about.
I'm back. What? Oh no, that's
It's
insane!
only
No!
one.
No, I
Someone
hate.
stabbed
I
that
just
Where is his
hate
shoe?
Aidan's
KW,
voice acting in this.
JW, did
Duncan
Duncan change Anna's
The clothes
clothing?
thing was tricky.
Yeah, clothing spell.
I wish you told me what happened. I should have been there like always. You're like a sister to me.
KW?
What?
Who changed
I
her
would have stopped
clothing?
them before they did anything.
No,
to
he
you.
said he used magic to change her
But I
clothes, so
haven't
he
talked yet.
didn't be a pervert.
Be a pervert?
I mean,
Okay.
from this angle, he could directly see up that dress.
Seriously though, that's such a stiff dress. I imagine it's quite crusty
And with
too. If she's been
Aidan's
wearing that the whole
delivery,
time.
it does not help.
Yeah.
Aidan's
Yeah,
delivery.
no,
is
we
Built like a
decided, no,
flask.
me
You
and
don't
Aidan
have
said
flask.
Duncan uses magic to change her clothes. So
She built
that way
like a
it said-
flask with that stiff dress.
Cool. It doesn't matter to anyway because Aidan just sounds so creepy when saying this. This line, sure, I think
Especially
it could be
perspective of
said.
him, his eye seems to be pointed right up that dress too. Like his eye.
Yeah.
His eye seems to be looking.
Like this
This
is meant
seems
to
really
be
creepy
creepy and
for
all
me.
that. Like I bet your
He's
sister
a
really misses you.
creep.
Like insane. Like insane
He's
sort of.
a
Aiden just sounds like a
weirdo.
pervert. He just
I
looks
tried to
and
write
sounds like a
this scene.
pervert.
I have like rewritten the scene so many times trying to make
No,
sure.
I think
like,
it's written well. I think it's Aiden's delivery that ruins it.
okay.
And the
Yeah,
position.
because he's
And the
technically
position.
because technically at this point, I think you guys also read the script too. At this point, where unless you guys just only read your parts, like he's supposed to be technically insane. Like he thinks that Anna is still alive or whatever and whatnot, when clearly she's not. And so he's supposed to sound like insane and everything, but I think what?
Ew. He's just talking to a corpse as it's been rotting for a year.
Yeah.
That thing would not. That thing is strangely
Well,
intact.
he also
and
put in
it's been
a
degrading for a
spell.
year.
He put a spell where she doesn't really like age or anything like that, where the corpse will be rotting or grotesque because he think he could save her.
Like this is clearly meant to be psychotic, but Aiden just the delivery. Aiden's a good voice actor.
He's
Don't
so
get me
girly
wrong.
pop in
It's
this.
just he's so girly pop. He sounds like a pervert.
Yeah.
He sounds like he's been doing more to that dead. And Jacob's got again. He sounds like he's been doing more to that dead body than he's letting on.
Has she been lying on this table for 6 months?
Emily, he's like Beetlejuice. He hears the word pervert 3 times and he's gone.
To answer your question, it's been a year, not 6 months. And Zach and Mandy have parted for 6
That
months.
makes it so much better.
No.
But then
Jacob
that year-
asked, how long has she been lying on the table for that amount of time?
8 months.
Wow, nothing
I'm
like
sorry.
look of concentration there.
Yeah, I was
Like the
about to say, I didn't
calculation.
like the way KW's eyes rolled back into her head like that. That
Have
was
you
kind of
okay, John? Have you seen
terrifying.
Have you seen Johnny English, or John English Reborn?
No.
Oh, okay. Because
Is
at
it a
one
gacha?
point,
What is it?
oh well, it's a spy movie series starring
Oh,
Rowan
I've never
Atkinson.
seen it. No.
Oh,
No,
okay.
like my family have said, like when I like think really hard to try and remember everything or something like that,
gets
or try to
possessed.
remember. Yeah, I get possessed.
Nice.
Yeah.
Actually, that's
Okay.
Nope, I'm not going to go into that right now.
Also, the funny story I was going to say before Jacob went beep boop bop bop boop did.
Yeah.
Junior actually never watched or read Twilight. So that line of him going Twilight, that was like him generally being like Twilight, because
That's why.
he asked for-
That's kind of why illusions can go either way.
To be fair, I have also never watched or read Twilight, so the reference went over my head, so I was very confused while saying the line.
I never watched or
It's like,
read Twilight, but
this-
I'm very
This is
familiar with the story.
Twilight, for heaven's sake.
Wow.
I don't get it.
KW and I are the only ones who get that reference.
Yeah. No,
Okay,
but then
here,
you said
to
that you
sum it up-
winked at that
to sum it
line.
up-
I was like, good.
To sum it up, Twilight is basically a fan fiction if it were a movie.
Even though it got its own fan fiction, was then turned into a movie as well.
It wasn't good
50
enough.
Shades of Grey would have been a better reference.
No, I
I
am
mean-
not saying
Okay.
50 Shades of Grey. No, there is
Yeah,
no
but that's
way.
an actual. That's like an actual fan fiction thing, isn't it?
It's a
It
fan
was.
fiction of
That would have been
Twilight.
that would have been a 10 times better reference.
It's a fan fiction of Twilight,
is-
though.
This is a
Yeah,
kids audience.
which would have
Emily.
still been
I
a better
think
reference.
More people would get
No, it
Twilight than 50 Shades of Grey.
Because
Oh,
I
yeah,
never
to
read
be
50
fair,
Shades
that,
of
you
Grey.
know-
I never read 50 Shades of Grey. And also, 50 Shades of Grey is all about the spicy stuff.
Yeah.
That is true. It does take out like the everything
Well,
else.
this scene
Not
seems
that
to
Twilight
suggest-
had much substance to begin
I don't
with,
think that
but
was-
like
No,
it takes
Twilight
out
had
what
much
was
fair
there.
enough.
substance. But for reference for the fact, because what like Bon has said and Jacob said, that technically Pierce is kind of like a stalker, at least, and so and Edward Cullen in Twilight was technically a stalker.
Yes, yeah. So I get that. Again, I'm very familiar with
No,
the
no,
story,
I'm telling you,
and I'm
Emily.
aware.
I'm not you, Jacob. Emily, I'm telling Emily why we made the Twilight reference.
Yeah. Hey, look. At the very least, he hasn't watched us sleep yet. I think.
What?
Oh no, Edward did that before in Twilight.
no.
Pierce hasn't.
What?
I don't
No,
think.
no, I made Pierce to be like he's like a
What?
protective stalker.
I was about
where
to
he's
say,
like,
you don't know that. He might have. We've never
no,
seen
he
Anna
never has.
sleep.
No,
Yeah.
he only follows like when he was fully in it, it was just more like he wanted to make sure that she's going to be okay after everything happened when she got like attacked by something or whatever. You know?
The other, I guess the other reference that you could have done here would have been Marinette.
No!
Miraculous, for God's sake.
It would have kind of had the set. Yeah, that's again, it's not Twilight either.
But like Pierce wasn't like crazy like Marinette, where he knows like all of her schedule or anything like that. He's just walking her home from school or camp or whatever. Oh yeah, we changed it to camp because season 1.
That is true. So. That's more of an Edward move. Marinette would never actually. She wouldn't dare to be close to Asian for too long for most of the time. Or yeah, she'd be the least stealthy person ever. You just see him like walking back to his house, assuming that there's like bodyguard hasn't driven him back. And I just hear like a crash from behind him, and suddenly there's like 3 dumpsters like just like toppled over. It's like, yeah. Okay, that was weird. Moving on.
Yeah, so I try to make sure so like when the season 1 remake comes, he's more gonna be like, yes, he's still taking Lisa with Sucker, but it's not like as bad where he's just mostly like want to make sure Anna's going to be safe. Of course,
yeah. I guess in this season 2, he failed once, so he wants to protect the still living
the other sister because he feels like everything is his fault at this point.
Yeah.
Sorry, I need to get back to this scene. This script writing is amazing. I just can't get over the delivery. He sounds like a pervert. It's just bad. Aidan is a great voice actor.
I missed out part of this.
This is not a good example.
Okay, let me rewind. Just rewind.
I need to rewind. Yeah, I'm gonna rewind because I want to hear this.
I don't think you do, Jacob.
I just can't.
I'm still looking for ways to save you. I may have a clue, but it's going to be tricky. There's a library my friend told me about. He's going to meet me there soon. I have to give him his staff back anyways. At least I can put a spell on you so you won't starve or anything. Although the close spell was
I did something. Come on, give me some slack here.
I wish you'd tell me what happened. I should have been there like always. You're like a sister to me. I'm sorry for not being there. I would have stopped them before they did anything to you.
This seems like someone reading a letter to a pen pal rather than
so casual.
It's so casual and
okay, bye,
it makes it worse.
See you later, darling.
Somehow.
Yeah.
See you later, babe.
Anna, there was in that last frame. Anna was probably thinking, well, normally I would say kill me now, but one step ahead.
Turns out this is worse.
Yeah. It is.
Master, you wish to see me?
I thought this was Lynxy at first, but then I checked the description. It's Nova Knights.
I finally found him. The monster that killed Anna. I want you to get him.
Are you sure?
I thought they met each other in the first season. Oh no, I'm thinking of a pop series. Never mind.
Do you dare question my order?
No, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. Please respectfully put me down.
That was not respectful.
Good. Now leave.
Also, tracing someone with a glow pen is the most annoying thing, by the way.
Yeah.
Just would like to put that out because it doesn't stay even.
He shouldn't have killed her.
Is he part Enderman?
I'll make him pay.
There's a fun story about Indy's name.
Oh, is the title at the end?
But I know you don't watch anime, but sometimes with animes, when they show like the first episode, they do the intro at the end, and then.
Oh.
So that's what I did. So it's like an anime intro because I like anime.
Is Jacob broken again?
I think so.
I'm just gonna let this play.
The poor man.
Why is he missing his other shoe? Because he's the same man.
I'm clearly gonna let this play now. Clearly I need to reboot once this is done, yeah.
Okay.
So will it just disappear?
Let's see if we're gonna loop or is it's just gonna go or it's just gonna stay black.
I think it's just a black screen.
I think it's just a black screen. Okay.
Alright. Okay, guys.
Let's go pros and cons.
Yes.
Emily,
okay.
you go first.
Yes, Emily, go first.
Pros. It's way better visuals than season 1 from what I've seen of it. Like for the most part, the general voice acting was good. Just the putting together of the voice acting.
Hey, Dark Warlock. We weren't saying anything bad. Oh, Jacob's back.
Oh, wait, that's right, because Jacob... Wait, is he back?
What
Yeah,
was
back.
it you were saying?
No, nothing.
Is somebody questioning my performance? I'm kidding. You can criticize me.
Voice.
Okay, Emily, continue.
You dare to mock me? Okay.
Yes.
Oh God.
Emily, trace an outline now.
Let me go, you evil man. Evil. No.
Okay, Emily, sorry. Go ahead.
Let's go on.
Thank you. So yeah, for the most, like, the general voice acting was really good. Of course, it didn't exactly fit the facial expressions, but that's more down to the choice of line takes than anything else. And just some communication errors. Clear there was these two working together clearly made a bit of a mess here. I'm not gonna lie.
I promise you, episode 2 we'll have a clean slate. I promise.
It was better than season 1, but it wasn't good. It wasn't bad, but it was good. But it was also bad, and I am neutral.
Conflicted.
Okay. Wait, Bob. What did you say earlier?
You promised a lot of things, CW.
Well, so did Aidan. He promised them too.
All right, Bond, your turn. You're with your pros and cons.
I want to go last. I have a lot to say.
Oh okay. God, okay.
Did we did we get to the end and just like rewind when I joined back? Okay, yeah, just checking. You know what? I'm gonna get rid of this thing.
Rewind
my disappointment is immense. My day is ruined. Just kidding.
That's what I'm like. No, Mr. Darwin, no.
There you go. I'm just gonna.
We should pin the person who's doing their pros and cons.
Okay. I guess that is me. I kind of came back halfway through Emily's pros and cons, but yeah, I think as far as the technical side of things, I can actually see, like, I can understand a lot of the errors and why they happened in this case. Which and I will say it says a lot that at this, both Kenobi and Aidan are trying to evolve the series technically. Especially like to this degree, like, because I mean, a lot of that stuff either took me a while to discover, or it was after only several reviews of seeing other things. It was like, well, this is that is why this happens in this way. So like so I can understand from the ambition there. What kind of the drawback, of course, was that it meant that the fact this was not originally meant to be voice acted. It's that's where a lot of the complications came from. The fact that some of the visuals were already set in stone, and the person who was doing the syncing did not have access to the previous projects. Yeah, outside of having to like redo some of the scenes visually or having KW do the one who like syncs stuff up instead, and then have access to like the captions a little bit, like re-edit them if those project files were kept. There are already too many ways to fix that. So in a lot of ways, this was kind of making the best out of a complicated situation, which was only brought on by like the decision halfway through to make it into a voice acted series. If it weren't for that slight panic, I suppose, yeah, a lot of this would have been fixed. I guess another thing that someone could do if they want to check out the original video, then they can possibly see what it sounds like mute. Maybe it's a whole different experience. Then again, you have to deal with some of the fact that the sound effects won't be there and Piers will just like materialize and the scene is supposed to be running and such.
At least the silent screaming would work.
the silent screaming would indeed work. Yes, I imagine that was what it was originally designed to look like anyway. So, yeah. I guess to answer my thesis statement as far as the union of minds here when it comes to the two directions that an Aidan edited project can go, this one sort of goes into both. It definitely seems like a fresh pair of eyes came into this and probably helped out because we weren't calling out as many, if not any at all, logical inconsistencies like with season 1. It was most of the time just like how it was put together, not necessarily the decisions narratively. I mean, Emily commented on multiple occasions, so clearly in that regard it was beneficial. In terms of how they work together, like with everything else, even some script stuff like the spell checking, that's where it kind of falls apart. It's good that at least as far as like my understanding goes, no one fell into the trap of giving Aidan too much control like he used to get like back in other situations when, again, to bring up Taming the Bad Boy, like I for some reason do a lot in Clomae reviews. The original plan for season 2 of Bad Boy was that Aidan actually had like a bunch of ideas, and because Shorty being Shorty kind of like said no to none of them, and so it went from a story of Stockholm syndrome and kidnapping to a prophecy. Like Yuki was supposed to be a chosen one with powers. It was like, what? This is not. What is the point of this? So like a lot of the original vision got lost, and that was my concern when it came to this, because I know that KW is occasionally a bit of a shy and awkward person, much like Shorty is, not to the same degree. And it seems like that has been shown, because clearly she was able to stick to her guns a lot of the time, particularly in terms of I believe there's supposed to be like a theme song for this as well. That you
there was an intro, anime and intro. So there was a video of me the cast. That was the original intro, but I started to realize it felt more like Fallen Angel / Mutant Girl, and then so I was like, no, it needs to be more anime like me, because I'm an anime girl, and so
yeah.
And so,
I understand that. So so sometimes you're like, well, I'm glad that you've made this thing, but unfortunately I'm gonna have to scrap that, or I can't have Until We Break Down be the theme song for this season, because I remember that was a pitch that Aidan gave at one point. So on that degree, good that this was a compromise, because the best art is usually born from compromise. So yeah, I think this is definitely an improvement over the first season, but there's still a ways to go.
Yeah, so I actually have my own pros and cons, because I am agreeing with myself. So my pros are like, I think the storyline has been improved a lot for sure, especially with having a script and stuff like that, and having another pair of eyes. And I feel like the world building got a lot better as well with the characters and the storyline as well. But like the cons, like there's definitely a lot of like technical errors, and like with the spelling, grammar issues, and me also having a slight like panic attack about the series and stuff like that, because I was worried that it would not come out this year and stuff like that. And so and I definitely seen like there were some things are a little bit inconsistent, but like I said, I think because me and Aidan are working together on episode 2 as well. But we figure out, okay, so since episode 1 was kind of like the bad episode, we call it the bad episode because of all the errors and stuff like that. We decided like we're gonna do like work calls and stuff like that, and work on episode 2 and make sure it's like actually nice and smooth, and not like all those technical errors and stuff like that. And I even make sure, like, when writing scenes and stuff like that, I would say, I'm not really sure about this and stuff like that because of this, that, or the other, because I know my lore. Yes, sometimes it can be confusing, but that's sometimes, I haven't really thought out that part yet until, it comes down in the road.
That's probably the difference between Taming the Bad Boy, because there was no plan there. Shorty was just rushing everything.
Like, season 1 has somewhat of a plan, but it failed miserably because I think I was just trying to rush it so much when I should have planned it it better and stuff like that. And
There you go. That's why I keep comparing it to Tame of the Bad Boy, because the same issue happened there.
Right. And so now in season 2, I'm more like, okay, let's just calm down, get each episode done, take my time and stuff like that, you know, and then make sure it actually works and well done and stuff like that. And so, yeah. Is there some percent you still accept? There's accounts you made it gray, not black and white. That's not good quality in the director. What, Bob? But there's still 10% you still accept? That's what counts. You've made it gray, not black and white. That's not a good quality in a director.
Oh, that is a good quality in a director.
Oh, okay. I sorry. I'm sorry. I got confused. Sorry.
Dyslexia, go burr.
Yeah, I think my mom says I need to go to see an eye doctor, but I'm like, but I had 20/20
Oh my god, Jacob's frozen again.
Okay, so Bon, what is your
Okay. I have much to say.
Yes.
This episode. So I saw this episode on my own. So I've seen this episode prior to this stream, which I think helped me prepare. So
yes,
I saw this episode. It was very surprising. Like lots of different things. Like of course new voice acting, new designs, new like that you had camera angles. Like there were things that were very different, and I was surprised and kind of caught off guard by it. And like Jacob was saying earlier, I see the ambition. I see how much you were willing to lean into that different, and I applaud you for that, because not going out of your comfort zone is a very difficult thing, but very brave thing to do. That being said, because this is so new, there are some aspects that you have not quite grasped yet.
No,
it's all very new. And this is typically why I suggest getting to know and being very familiar with the first medium before you progress to a different medium. So get used to stop motion animation without keyframing before you transition to keyframing and editing and voice acting and that sort of thing. Because the issue with this is because you weren't as familiar with the first medium, then that means like the rest of the mediums kind of collapse in on themselves. So that caused, because for instance, your first issue with the first medium was expressions. The expressions were always very mundane in the first season.
Yeah.
And it never got improved. And so in the second season, they continued to be mundane, but this time they actually have like voice actors who are giving it specific attention and effort and things like that, and it just doesn't quite mix as well as it should.
Yeah, I try to do more expressions with them, but like I think I keep going for like the basic expression when I
I want to give you something, but they really weren't there as much as I wish they could have been.
I think it's just because I keep wanting to stick with like basic expressions when really that shouldn't be the case, you know.
I think you should continue to practice with emotions, like maybe even make a sheet of like what a character looks like when they're happy, when they're sad, when they're angry, when they're frustrated. These are all different expressions. I also encourage you to acquaintance yourself with face shadow.
Okay.
And there's a few other things like the rendering. I don't understand how that happened, and it sucks that
I do not know. I don't know either. Like, because
you're stuck between a rock and a hard place where, like, if you try and render it, then the quality goes down. So you're forced to do it this way. However, like the whole theme of pretty much this entire episode is that there are workarounds. I just think you need to put a little bit more effort into finding them. I feel like there's an issue with if I can't do this. There's no other way to do it, so I'm not going to do it. But
that's a very Aidan thing to say, actually.
What, the recommendation of other workarounds, or I can't do it?
No, I can do it. Let's just
that's the difference between myself and Aidan, is that, you know, whenever I'm stuck with something, I think, okay, I need to like either figure out how to work this out myself, or I need to look up a different technique. That's how I discovered masking. In the case of Aidan, it's like I'm just going to cut out these stage edits entirely, and if the scene is worse, then so be it. It's like
exactly. I learned this in school. It's the difference between a growth mindset and a fixed mindset. A fixed mindset is just, if it doesn't work, then I'm not going to do it. But a growth mindset it's not can I do this? It's how can I do this? Pretty much. How can this work around? Because I have faced so many bugs in a light motion. Oh my god, it's like not even funny. But for every single bug that I found, I have workarounds. It's not perfect, and it's certainly bootleg, but it works.
A lot of these like things that KW needs to find workarounds for right now. I had the same problems in Mutant Girl Season 1, and it shows. So I understand completely.
For instance, KW, to fix your pre-rendering issue, I have pre-rendering issues sometimes too. And what I do is I have like an object off frame, like a circle, which is what I use typically. That is like underneath a specific object, like where you want your character to be standing. Like for instance, Fiona was standing right next to a lamppost. So I'd put an object right underneath the lamppost, and then I'd set the character on that circle so that as long as she stays on the circle, which is on the lamppost, then she shouldn't move around too much, if at all. That's what I would typically use. It's a workaround. It's very bootleg, but it works. Instead of just, this doesn't work, like, look from new angles. Think outside of the box. That is what I encourage to use. So to summarize, very different. I love the ambition. It's very brave and very inspiring. The ambition.
With
my recommendation to you is continue exploring stage direction and emotion specifically. And think outside the box. That's my wisdom.
So like with some like the camera angle stuff like that, you probably would see like sometimes where when there's like one character of one background scene and another character still in the same background scene but a different place, and they're not like two together. Reason why is because sometimes when I try to resize the characters or anything, they look either too big or too small. So my workaround for that was basically have one character at one setting or area while the other characters are in a different setting or area, and just have them do that back and forth. But not always, but it's just only when like, okay, this scene doesn't really help with the resizing or whatever. And so that's why you sometimes see like, oh, two characters sucking each other like this, but then you see one character, other character, one character, other character, because
in that case, how do you tend to scale the characters beforehand? Do you tend to use like the height option in Gacha itself, or do you tend to do like the scale where it's like, 1.2 times or something like that? So
I resize them in my editing software.
That's probably why.
I wouldn't recommend that. You should know where the characters are before the scene is set. So think about that scene and how big the characters are going to be in the scene beforehand. Because if they're going to be like for instance, Monty in Secrets of the Plex, there are several times where he's standing very close up, or he can be very much in the background, and it'll depend on where he is in the scene. Because if I have him placed far away in the actual green screen, then if I zoom him in, he's going to be super, super grainy. So yeah.
I just don't.
But I'm not saying you don't think out of the box. I'm just saying like more.
No, I know where you're coming from. Don't worry. I know where you're coming from. No, it's more if I'm trying to think of like, can I actually do this in my editing software or not? Because I'm trying to think of like, can I do this? Because you have a light and motion, and I have CapCut, so I'm trying to figure out, okay, is this something that only a light and motion can do, or can I also do this in CapCut?
I assure you, most of my bootleg techniques are fighting the bugs in a light motion. And just from a light motion. Sure, it can do great things, but it also is a royal pain in my butt.
Yeah, this is also the reason that I want to do that mini series of me checking out other editing softwares that people tend to use, because that way I can finally figure out if I'm speaking into a vacuum of like, hey, why don't you just do this, that, and the other? Or there's like, well, turns out they can't, or they can. I don't know.
Yeah, because technically, CapCut does have masking, but I do not know how to mask it, so I never really touch it, because as much as I want to experiment it,
that one, that one I'd say leave that for a while, because
yeah.
Like I said, get familiar with the basics before you go on to bigger and better things.
No, the only reason why you see so much like keyframing and stuff like that is because I'm doing it on PC. It's a lot harder to do stop motion on PC, so that's why. Because on my tablet it would be a lot easier.
I found it easier.
Maybe
I find it a lot easier. I find it a lot
easier.
easier.
And that's fine. If it's not easy for you, then it's not. But
yeah, no,
that's fine.
Yeah, no, it's not like, oh, I can't do this. It's more if I'm like, oh, it's just a little bit easier if they have more keyframing than stop motion on a PC because it's a little bit favorably on the PC, at least to me. So
yeah, to be fair, I don't keyframe. My definition of stop motion is the stuff I did in the Mutant Girl remake where they had like subtle attempts at like soft animation with the custom poses. Because I don't do the green screen, I just put them on a thing, and then Jacob does the green screen for me.
Yeah, she put them on it. Yeah, that's our new method. There are some older videos that Emily has edited for that work differently, but because of bugs,
I use KineMaster.
She's because of a bug in KineMaster, she's not able to do that. So we've changed our method.
Yeah, no,
at least we work together. When it's like a separate Emily project, then maybe that'll probably be different.
Basically, I only use
no, it's called I got someone else to do it. It's called I physically am paying someone else to do most of it.
I am actually going to give
to do it.
I am actually going to give you a fair warning since I do not know how to do fight scenes pretty well. I rather like practice behind the scenes or whatever first before trying to upload a fight scene. Aidan is going to do most of the fight scenes, so I will apologize for that.
That's funny.
You will apologize for.
It's interesting.
Aidan's gotten much better at fight scenes than he used to.
It's interesting you say that because Aidan just asked me in DMs if I could animate his final fight scene.
I think he actually wants me to ask you
to animate all of Clomae's fight scenes.
I mean, if you want to do, I didn't want to ask.
He specified the last, so he's at least aware that you're working with Emily right now. So that's
yeah.
And you've got your own project, so
no. I think one time Aidan did say, "Hey KW, you should ask Vaughn to do this scene in season 2." I'm like, no, I'm not going to bother Vaughn with the fight scenes. I will try to do some of the fight scenes, but you said you will take most of the fight scenes. So.
Yes. And I thank you a lot for that because I have had my hands full for a while, especially end of June. So there's also IRL like exams and stuff coming up. Like there's a lot of stuff in my plate right now.
That's why I was like, you take most of the fight scenes.
I appreciate that. And the problem is that I'm not going to be available for a while because Emily has me like signed out for the whole summer.
Yeah.
Oh God.
We haven't even started yet.
She's like, even start until after you've done it.
I only asked one time.
You finish your season and then we'll work on this. And I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, then I will start working on the editing side of things. I'm dealing with the voice acted side of things right now.
That's why I only asked for one fight scene because I'm like, I only want one epic fight scene. The rest of the fall scenes can just be trash because I know I'm going to be trash. I need to practice.
KW,
kind of like my street,
the singular fight scene is going to get you views because despite Fallen Angels having several fight scenes, the one that got him the most views was the one that I animated.
Yeah, no, that's why I was like,
that's my master plan. If it's all animated, I'll get all the views.
Yeah. You're just in it for the clout.
I mean, to Emily's credit, she was this close to getting monetized, and then immediately that all got taken away.
Oh my God.
I went from 3,996 watch hours to 1,058 in one day.
What happened? Did your channel get booted?
No, it's a 12-hour period. So it's a 12-hour period. Yeah, it's a 12-hour period. So yeah, like her most popular video, which blew up on one singular day, then that didn't count anymore.
Yeah, my 1,698K video completely went down the drain. So from all those views, from all the watch hours I had gotten from that video, which made up most of that percentage, gone. Just gone.
Hey, Emily, strange question. Did it happen to be an Afton family video?
Yes.
What a surprise!
It is still currently one of the most viewed ones.
Which one is it? What is it?
It is.
Wait, it's not the most viewed anymore?
No, because there's some with like 1 million. That specific,
I thought you meant like on
the
your channel.
specific ship that was in it. I think it might be like the most viewed.
Well, I mean, yeah, because like that ship has been somewhat invalidated because it was a love triangle that only featured actually two people, but we didn't know that.
Yeah. This was back when Glitch Trap was Vincent, when all this. The crying child was Chris. Laura was Clara.
When that tree was very much in the air.
For some reason, little old me decided that Glitch Trap X Clara X William was a good ship for me to get into. So I made videos on that. You know why? Because it got me views.
You struck it when it's hot, though.
We've covered
it got
this
me
on
so
Into
many
Nightwolf
views.
Life.
I was actually
Emily, like in retrospect, would you really want that to be the video that got you monetized?
It would have been something good that came out of it.
Yeah, if anything was going to come out of it.
Yeah, like see, there's a silver lining. Yeah.
I am glad it is not what I'm known for. Also, KW, you added the wrong channel. Please do the VA one, please. There's 2 extra letters, please. I beg.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I should really just I don't know why I made a new channel, but I did make a new channel. Just so
just a VA one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wanted to separate it, except it doesn't really work because it's the exact same name. It just has VA on the end of it, so I don't know why I did it.
I mean, you could change your Emily Nightwolf one back to Emily the FNAF girl, because that's mostly what that one is, and then have the Nightwolf VA one be distinct in that way.
Yeah, because you can't change your channel name. Like I mean,
I
my
know.
channel has.
No, I know she did. I'm saying
I've
change
changed
it back
about
to what
7
it was previously.
times.
Oh, okay. But yeah.
And originally the channel name was Funtime M, so obviously we've come a long way.
But yeah, I know.
I'm proud of you, Emily.
I need to figure out how to do
on brand.
Emily, I haven't gone past that phase yet. If you haven't noticed, I'm
technically not in the phase. I just stopped making those videos because I just became really demotivated. After they would get me views, I just became so demotivated because the things I was known for, I didn't want to do them anymore. So when I'd post new things, they would just never get views. So I'd either have to default back to making cringy, controversial content, which was 13 plus when I was not 13 when I made those, or the terrible
on the video title.
That's a classic Gacha Tuber move, actually.
Yeah, or the voice acting, to be fair, the missing children's speech still gets used to this day. I'll admit it, but I'm semi proud of that. It's just not good. That's also there. For some reason,
you need help for motivation.
I'm glad you made that decision. You chose content that you loved at the sacrifice of views. So that's a better decision, I'd argue.
No, that's why I had to cancel a audio drama series, because as much I wanted to do it, it's but do I really want to have? Because I was getting so bored writing it. And it's what is the point? I know a lot of people said they wanted to see it, but I was no, it's going to break me apart. So I had to, make a decision on that.
You're tearing me apart, drama series.
I think with all the other series I've tried to do, I was passionate about them for the wrong reasons. I was passionate about them because I wanted to contribute something, which is why I always worked with Aidan, because I knew it would become canon or something. That's the thing with them. You write anything and it's canon. So one way or another.
That's probably why Aidan wanted to be in the Butterverse to begin with.
Emily, if you need help making videos or whatever, just let me know. I will take control of anything. Just let me know.
Oh, you are so sweet. Thank you.
No, just share me your thoughts and your ideas, and I'll figure out how to help you. Just share me your ideas and stuff like that, and be okay, that's a good idea. Where do you want to start? Let's figure this out together.
Supportive of me. You're all too supportive. Oh, sorry. I'm being.
You will be the boss, Emily, of your own stuff.
Oh my God.
You will be your boss.
What's the matter, Emily? Can't take all the compliments.
Guys, please. Anyway. So I wasn't really
Emily's kryptonite is compliments.
Yeah,
so
that's the thing.
Emily, can I just say your profile picture is so awesome?
Thank you. I didn't make it. It's fan art.
I wish I had fan art for a profile picture.
Yeah, see think about it this way. You have fans willing to dedicate time to put the other day. That means you must have struck a chord with people, regardless of what your motivations were. You actually managed to make a positive impact in someone's life. They want to give back to you. That's commendable.
She was so sweet. She had done fan art for my previous OC. Let me use it as my profile picture, and then I changed it, and then she made this one. And I was so street. I just haven't changed it since. It's
you
just
motivate
kind of my
her,
brand
Emily.
now.
Think about that. You motivate her.
Oh God, please stop.
Indeed, you've made a difference.
I'm scared.
A positive difference.
You've
in somebody's
contributed.
Life creative endeavors. Exactly. Right.
But yeah,
this video was about KW and
Shout out
just
to
switched
Emily.
over.
If I were doing my channel just for the views, Secrets of the Plex would have been discontinued in season 1. Like the amount of views it gets these days is so sad.
Well, but like the first episode of season 2 got so many views in one day. I'm just like,
that's because it's the first episode of a season. Everyone loves the first episode, and then they lose commitment.
That's my worry with
that's completely fine. You guys love it. I love it, so I have no problem.
I will also say that the way that the Mutant Girl, the way that it generates views is every time there's a new episode, people gain interest from it that way, and they go back to check out the original stuff, and then some of them make it down the pipeline, others don't. But even if they don't, that's still a lot more for the original series, which then gets promoted once again in the algorithm, so more people discover those videos, and that's how the cycle continues. So actually, the more content that's out there, the better in that sense. If people are watching the series the way they are, which based on how Secrets of the Plex is written, probably actually, because if you don't start from the beginning, you're lost, and I can attest to that.
I mean, literally, let's all be honest. Season 1 of Cryptic Lands was trash. Okay, we all know this. It's trash.
I'm not gonna lie. I still haven't watched season 1 completely yet.
Okay,
don't, Emily. If you think this one is like all right, season 1.
I officially deemed my first season of Secrets of the Plex the pilot season because of how rough and out of place it is.
Fair enough. Yeah. In the case of Mutant Girl, it is visual poison, but I'm okay with the story and voice acting.
Yeah.
That's my silver lining.
And that's KW. That's KW's silver lining too. It's good story.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the glue that keeps it together.
To be honest, I think I'm just good at writing books. Then like trying.
Yeah, see, here's the thing. Like, when I started with Gacha, like I didn't have much of an advantage at all because I had no experience with the app itself, apart from like a couple of videos. I was learning a bunch of that editing stuff on the fly, but what I had done a lot of was write, and that's what came across. Those are the VAs; they hadn't done any voice acting either. So yeah, that's why the story was the saving grace, and that's why I always say, if there's one thing to focus on above all else, it is always the story, because that's what's going to keep people coming back regardless of what it looks like.
Yes.
A lot of like cartoons on TV make your eyes bleed, but they entertain you. So
like the new cartoon stuff, I'm just like, no. Like they ruined SpongeBob right now to me. Like honestly, I don't watch SpongeBob anymore.
I mean, honestly, if you showed somebody like a still image of Bob's Burgers, they'd be like, "What the heck is this?"
Oh,
I crave Bob's Burgers. Every time I see it, I'm just like, "What is this? No, thank you. I do not want this."
I love Bob's Burgers.
Yeah, see, when you actually watch the show, that's when
it's so good.
People understand. Yeah, exactly, and I'm in the same boat here.
That sounds understandable.
The thing is with Bob's Burgers, their first season was absolutely on drugs. Just like one of the first episode literally has an audio of, "You're not autistic, Tina. How many toothpicks are on the ground? 100? No, it's 3. Okay, how many now? 3. No, you're the worst kind of autistic. You can't even count."
Yikes.
There's more to that audio, by the way. They open up with that. Then he gets stuck in the walls the next episode. The first episode whole plot is about Louise, their youngest, telling their entire school that their burgers are made out of human meat from the morgatory next door.
Oh well, okay, yeah, okay. Louise is a gremlin, and that is consistent. Like that's just like the way that she acts.
You know,
That's not
why
the
that was
first
the
episode
first
exclusive.
episode's plotline? Because that was the original plotline for the show. They were meant to be cannibals serving human meat to their customers.
Oh no!
That was the
I see.
reference.
The secret.
I need a palate cleanser after that. After hearing that, no God, please. Straight up, end the live stream now. Please.
That's the note we're leaving people on. Okay, sure, fair enough. Then.
Cannibals.
Okay,
The
yeah,
secrets in the
cannibals,
sauce.
fantastic. Yeah, not in that case. It would have been the actual logo stuff. Anyway, fine. I guess before we all, lose our dinners, then please either like or dislike because your opinion matters. As got done already. Also check out Clomae Season 1. And on that note, until next